scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it.
Let's go. You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. Starting off season 2, episode 101. What is good? I'm your boy MJ. This is your first time tapping in. How are you? What is good? Hit that subscribe button. Thank me later. Notification bell. Telling you're going to want to do all that. That way you're never missing out on any Trap Talk with MJ. But you never know who I'm going to bring onto the show. So much great heat coming every single week, every Thursday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It goes down right here. What is good, all my early birds? Shout out to all my trappers. Shout out to all my supporters. You guys are amazing. You guys know the deal, man. For the freshest and bestest rodents delivered to your doorstep, straight to the front door, $30 flat rate shipping. That's going to be coldbloodedcafe.com. Freshest and bestest, baby. God, my snakes love coldbloodedcafe.com all day. Professionally packed rodents. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to Desiree doing big things. You guys are amazing. Shout out to Steven and Ashley over at Focus Cube Habitats. The future of enclosures are here. Flex in Texas. Amazing stuff. I'm telling you right now. I will continue to thrive on how amazing these guys' enclosures are and how they build them. And they're just so different from any other enclosure company out there. More importantly, it's just cool to see American built enclosures do have such a great impact in the hobby. And I can't wait to get more Focus Cube Habitats for sure. So shout out to Steven and Ashley. Thank you for supporting the trap. Shout out to John and shout out to Alex over at Sim Container. Man, they were their table was talk of Daytona, even though I didn't make it to Daytona. But their table, from what I understand, was like the talk of the show, other than Bob Voos and Jay Royals, and there was a few others that I heard about. But man, shout out to John for bringing an amazing display at the Daytona show. If you guys saw the earless monitors that this guy had and the Exantic Asian water monitors, oh man, I'm really sick to my stomach that I did not catch that. But if you guys caught it, damn, sick. Good for you. And then shout out to Jesse and the whole Freedom Breeder crew. Thank you so much for supporting the trap. If you guys have Freedom Breeder racks, pat yourself on the back because you already know that you are on that level of professional rodent or snake breeding type shit. You feel me? So thank you, Freedom Breeder. You are amazing. I appreciate you so much. And then shout out to Big Dog himself, Always Evolving Pythons. Sorry. Always Evolving Pythons, always killing the game. Miguel Garcia, if you want a sip of fucking inspiration, you're going to want to follow this guy, okay? This whole episode is going to be full of inspiration because I can tell you right now, the guy who we have on for the round 2 inspires me every day. He inspires a lot of other people. But so does Miguel, man. Miguel's on that same tip. He's like, he's one of the people who are doing the damn thing when others who aren't doing the damn thing are saying you can't do the damn thing. This is going to be the prime subject of this episode, and I can't wait to tap into it. We won't go there quite yet. I do want to give a shout out to everyone who supports US ARC. We got to continue the fight. The shit is not stopping anytime soon. So please, guys, if you can, go down to the link below. become a USARC member. If you have no idea what USARC is, at least go down, do a little bit of research on it, see exactly how USARC helps us keep our animal rights. It keeps us from ever having to worry about our animals, leaving our possessions. Like, nobody wants that to happen, right? Sounds crazy, but shit is hitting the fan in North Carolina, Florida, other places, all that stuff. I will say, man, shout out to episode 100. I'm very excited to hit my 100th episode. Now we're in 101, but man, the secret guest was Socrates from Ari, Eli, Max Arboreals. The guy is a huge inspiration, and it was cool because I got to fly to Florida and do it in person. And yeah, it was just amazing things. And shout out to Alan from Amazing Basins for sponsoring the remote podcast. That whole podcast was brought to you by Alan of Amazing Basins. If you out there are looking to sponsor one of my remote podcasts, like, you don't know who I have on this list, but if you're like out there wondering how can I sponsor one of MJ's remote podcasts, I'm very curious. Well, just hit me up on Instagram and we could talk about it, man. I'm on Instagram, mjexoticscartal with an A, not an E. And then make sure you go follow the podcast, Trap Talk with MJ podcast Instagram page. Means a lot. Shout out to all my Twitch viewers. I feel like I'm gaining more Twitch viewers by the episode, so that's cool. TikTok, I have just been too lazy to remove that TikTok shit. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie to you. If you got TikTok and you're killing it, good for you. It's just not me. My Patreon members, thank you so much. I love my Patreon family so much. You have no idea. The Patreon keeps me moving. If you want to support the Trap further than a subscription and you want to see the Trap, what the Trap community is all about, like you want to fuck around with the Trap Patreon family, go down to the link below. Come see what all my savages are all about. I have a bunch of different keepers doing so many different things, but we all get together in the Discord. We all bring our ideas together. I don't want to say too much, but trust me, you're going to want to go check it out. If you are new into the game and you feel like you want to grasp and get more information and maybe just meet more people, dude, the Trap Patreon family is where you need to go. So shout out to my Trap Patreon family members. I love you guys, and that's a fact. Before we really get dipped into things, I'm not for the fraudulent activity. Fraudulent shit has been happening for as long as I can remember. I remember Miguel was definitely one of the first people where I would see his snakes on other people's accounts for sale. And it bothers you, right? Especially if it's a friend. But what about when it happens to you? It sucks. You know what I mean? And we're about to talk to somebody who got his fucking Instagram more likely hacked, which we'll get into in a second. But what I try to say is, if you guys follow this fucking weirdo, whoever the hell Colorado Reptiles is on Facebook, terrible fucking logo, horrible branding, but there's over 600 something people who like this fucking brand. Okay. And he's selling my shit. He is selling my shit. It even says right here, this is a 2019 Trap production. Balls. This guy has balls. Okay. But all I got to tell to you guys is don't fucking fall for this shit. You guys need to be smarter than this, okay? I'm reading the comments and people are like, PM. God knows how many deposits people sent this fucking guy. But it's not cool, man. We got to fucking blast this shit. We got to make sure that we do our job as keepers to see if someone else's production's being fucking sold on someone else's page as it's theirs, and it's not. Even if you don't like the person, dude, say something, because that could happen to you. This is there's too much of this fucking just low life, fraudulent, quick money scheme that these people are getting away with because other people just aren't being notified for it. So all I got to say is I'm blasting this out right now. Colorado Reptiles, weaky ass brand. They are fraudulent. If you fuck with them on Facebook, don't fuck with them because they're trying to sell some trap production that's not even available. So they're tripping. Anyways, done. Early birds. Damn, I have over 100 something comments in the early birds. You guys are amazing. Oh my God, already a super chat, but let's just say what up real quick to some of the early birds. My man, Matt, Evolution Exotics, Trap Talk Patreon member. How are you doing, Matt? Thank you for being here. Jay Hendo, another Trap Talk Patreon member. I love my Trap Talk Patreon family. What up, John? How are you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Julio, what up, Julio? HB Reptiles, Trap Talk family all day. What is going on? Eric's Morph Factory. Good to see you. Ball Morphix. Yep, Canada time. Here we go. Oh, Chris Surgery in the building. What is good, player? I hope you're ready for a good show. Runyon Reptiles, how are you? Tyler King, very good homie right here. Tyler, I owe you a phone call. And yeah, we'll get that going this weekend. I promise you, buddy. Thanks for sitting tight and being the homie. Wiz Constrictor, what is good? Another Patreon family member all day. Black Smoke Reptiles, that's the homie. If you want to talk about my ride or die, it's Matt Summers, baby, all day. Man, Matt, what a trip to Florida, huh? Woo! Can't talk about it too much, but we just got to say it was a great time. We made it back. Sorry we didn't make it to Daytona, but let's move forward. Aurora, sweetheart, that's my girl. I'm excited for Billy as well. Steven, what up, Steven? I hope you're ready for a good show. Morphic Exotics, what is good? My homie Derek Pide, Retix, how is OJ? This is the gentleman who took OJ, my one and glorified favorite reticulated python who went psycho. But man, I hope OJ's doing good with you, Derek. And yeah, we'll talk soon. O'Malley's more. That's my boy Matt. I'm going to end it on my boy Matt because he's a savage and he's a real one. And he's a day one. But anyways, Matt, thank you for being here. And it's fucking showtime. I hope you guys are ready for a good show. Because like I said, the guy that I'm about to tap in right now is somebody who allowed me to just be me. You know what I mean? Well, I get props all the time. MJ, I fuck with you because you're you. Well, guess what? I got influenced to be me by somebody who's been him. And you got to understand, I followed this guy from the beginning. Guy has not had an easy paved road. Like he's had haters left and right, overcome them, and now he's just on a mission, and the mission's not stopping. And he's tapping in from Canada right now. Here he is, Billy fucking Rose, Mutation Creation.
What's going on, MJ? What's up, everyone?
How are you, man?
Good, man. Fucking tired, but good.
It's man, Billy. It's like it never stops. It's been a year since I've had you on for your first episode, and your days are always to where you've been nonstop, but you always find time to talk to people. Like you always have like, I mean, I'm sure you could be next to your fucking lady, like, in bed, and just really be ready for tomorrow. But sometimes you just can't stop. Can you?
I can't. I can't find the off button. It's crazy. So Billy, I just want to say, I'm really, that's what Colorado fucking Reptile dude. Yeah, I'm so pissed off. Like, how can he post that pic of that beautiful animal and try to sell it when it's coming to me? Like, like
really? Like,
come on.
You think somebody with a lame ass brand is gonna get that snake before somebody like Billy? Like, fuck Billy. I honestly, like, Billy, you and Miguel and a handful of other are people who I would literally hand over any ball python I had if you wanted it. Just because it's you. You know what I mean? I will say that right now with all due respect.
Oh, thanks, man. But yeah, one thing is I'm glad you brought that up. It's happening so much. Like, I mean, I had somebody message me this morning, hey, interested in some animals? And I'm like, yeah, I played along because first of all, anybody that's professional, anybody that is in this industry that has great animals, don't have to PM people to try to sell them. Go to fucking Morph Market and buy them or call the person directly. I mean, I'm too busy making animals and cleaning them and doing other stuff than messaging random people to see if they can buy my snakes. So it's just happening way too much. Be smart, like you said.
Since we're on the topic of like, being smart and shit, what's the update with your Instagram? Can you like kind of update people who aren't really have the 401 on what's going on? Because I mean, for who doesn't know out there, Billy had, just under 52,000 followers and just overnight gone. Like the account was never there. So what's going on with that?
I'm not sure. I mean, like I've messaged, I know Miguel has reached out to me and Brian Barczyk, and I'm not really sure what's going on. It's just like exactly what you said. It was there. And I had, dual certification or what do you call it?
Verification, like the
verification
and security and all that.
Yeah, so when I log in, I actually have to go and I type in my password, which is very secured, and then they say please check your cell phone because they send me a 6-digit PIN. So then I go to my cell phone and Instagram will send me a 6-digit PIN, and then I go back to Instagram and type the PIN in, and it lets me in. Well, nothing there to let me in, so I still have no idea. But I'm starting over, nice and slow again. It bugs me the fact that, all the hard work and all the memories and stuff. And, it sucks. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I don't know why it happened or, it is what it is. It's just sad that people have too much time on their hands to, I mean, it's not like they're getting anything monetarily out of it. So.
I mean, I think the good, because, no matter what the situation is, you can look at it as like some sort of good coming from it. Right. And I feel like, the biggest positive thing that's happening from this is how it's not stopping you whatsoever. Like if anything, you're posting even more, where a lot of people probably would have broke down. They probably would have fucking went MIA for a little bit, like lost their shits completely. But really, but with you, it was the exact opposite. And people just need to be ready for this shit. It happened to Tyler Nolan. He had fucking over like 200K followers just gone because he went political, right? You don't go political. You never went political over anything. So that's why it's like it's not Instagram who did this to you. It's fucking somebody who maybe hacked into your account and did this. But I mean, who knows? We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get any email, nothing like that. And when I took the verification off, I got an email from Instagram saying your two-part verification is now off. Well,
Right.
fuck. I mean, I can turn it off, but I can't access it. It's really crazy.
Right.
So I don't know. It is what it is.
It is what it is. With that being said, what's going on this year? I mean, dude, I gotta say, bro, your year, like, I'm just like, like you're literally a Canadian Kabelka, like, to me, like, because like it's like anything Kabelka posts is, it's like you throw your hat in the air, and it's like the same shit with you, but it's always been like that with you. But you're living up to it even more this year, man. So what's going on with, like, as far as your availability goes, or you have more holdbacks this year? What's it been like for you this year with the productions?
Well, I don't produce animals strictly to sell. I produce to make the animals I don't want to buy, or aren't available, or haven't been made yet,
right?
Or put genetics into the projects that I'm working with and I love. Freeways, super asphalts, pieds, clowns, lavenders, and mixing them all together and all the other stuff. So I want to keep pushing my own collection and my own projects further. And then anything that I miss or I don't need, that's what I usually sell. There's only maybe a handful of animals that I'm like, you know what? I don't know what to do with it. I have a male here. Let's just put them together so we can, just breed them while they're here, and we can just offset it so it helps pay some of the bills. But I don't really go after, I got to produce so many pieds. I got to produce so many, blue-eyed Lucies. It's more, if I do produce any of that now, it's het pied, het clown, het something else. It's always, something further than just, a base animal. But,
Right.
Yeah, hitting some really amazing stuff. And, I'm glad because, a lot of time, a lot of investment, a lot of dreams coming true. 3-4 years ago when you started saying, no, let me take this animal and put it to this animal and make some stuff. And hopefully in 2, 3, 4 years down the road, I can hit these things. And that's what's happening, man. It's pretty cool. And it's amazing because I remember some of the projects when I started, now they're coming to life and I'm actually hitting them. And, it's just incredible, right? It's that, the end to the journey, and now I'm here. It's like, now what can I do with it?
Honestly, it's unpredictable where you're going to be going with this, because it's funny how you're bringing up projects, and I'm thinking animals, but I'm thinking your fucking new facility too. Last time I had you on, you were at the older facility, but dude, now the completely level you're taking is just like, I just like how like you're so like everything's up to date with what you have inside your facility. Like, and it's like, a lot of people are just doing stuff that has been the old school ways of things, right? But your shit is like up to date. So obviously investing in that kind of shit is important to you, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. My question to you is, with your seasons being so, valuable each year to you, how was the risk factor taking the animals this year from the old facility to the new facility? Did that have any damper on your production at all or anything like that?
I probably, so I would say we stopped breeding or pairing in September last year. Okay. So I said to Austin, I'm like, you know what? Because I know we're moving, anything that's going to go after September, like if we had a few females that might have needed another lock or two, in September, right. The finer locks. I said, we'll go ahead with that, but anything new, we're not ultrasounding anymore. We're not going to pay attention to females that are building, we're not going to breed until the new facility. So we stopped breeding, you know, all the animals except for ones that needed that last lock in September. And we didn't pair again to the end of January, beginning of February. So I probably lost, or I didn't lose. I just didn't have, I would say maybe 50 clutches, you know, say 20, 30 to 50 clutches. So that being said, you know, I lost some stuff I could have made. I did lose some revenue if I was to sell some of the stuff, but the way I looked at it is I was only expecting to do 50 to 100 clutches this year, you know, because we took that time off.
Compared to what? Compared to what, Billy?
200, 250.
Okay, right. That's what I thought.
So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna do 50 to 100. We're gonna move them, but it's the best thing I did, because and the reason why I did this is when we moved the animals over, it was already going to be stressful for them enough. New facility, new temps, new rack. I went from rep to chip to cocoa blocks, so everything's new. The air system, the racking, you name it, everything was new. So we moved these animals, and a week later we start breeding them. You know, I was worried about, you know, some animals getting some respiratory infections and stuff like that, overly stressing them, you know. And one thing we did notice when we first moved them over, it took probably about 3 to 4 weeks to actually get them to you know, where they were eating on a regular basis. You know, the first time we ordered food, it's like, holy shit, none of them were eating. Like, no. But then after, like, you know, 3, 4 weeks of them settling in, just started pounding and pounding.
Nice.
So January we started pairing. Right now we have 103 clutches out. We're still pairing over 200 animals. So, and what's good about it is it's August right now.
Right.
September's next month. So the animals that, you know, pretty much I didn't breed last year, they're already being paired right now.
Okay, cool.
So
your males are locking too. You're having the males are rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. What's good about it is, I mean, I have 153 breeder males, give or take. But now, because of some of those animals that are just starting to build right now, I've got 2020 males that are actually in rotation now. Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Fighter Pied. I got the Super NG, Super Asphalt Lavender male breeding. You know, some really cool stuff where if those females bred, they wouldn't have bred to that male. So by having that 4, 5, 6 month period that they didn't breed, now I'm actually using some males from 2020 that are actually going to start getting into the mix now. So
okay, awesome, good shit. Now, as far as, you know, because my biggest thing, right? Because I'm facing a move here in the next couple months, and I know I'm going to have eggs in the incubator, and I'm like, I don't want to move those fucking eggs. You know what I mean? So, I mean, did you move any eggs or anything like that, or was it just all snakes that you moved?
Yeah, just the snakes. All the eggs that were in the incubator stayed in the incubator.
Right.
Even when the females laid, they stayed at the old facility for a good month or two until they were back on food, you know, before we moved them. So it, you know, it was done strategically. I didn't have to actually have them out by a certain time. So, you know, I know people that have moved animals. It's like, oh, I have to move because they live in a house and they move to another house. You can't say, oh, wait for 4 more months and then you can move in, you know, and pay both mortgages. It doesn't happen that way. So I know people that have done it, and animals reabsorb or they lay slugs, and they just don't go, and it sucks. So I've heard this so many times. I'm like, you know what? If I can actually have both places and move them when I need to and not have to stress out about moving animals, I'm going to do that. And it's paid off incredibly. So
yeah. I think it's all about being strategic about it. You know what I mean? You have to, and you got to know your animals. You got to know what's about to go, what's not about to go, and all sorts of shit.
Yeah. No, I was really worried about a lot of things. And, you know, once January came, It's like, okay, let's fire up the ultrasound, and we started, ultrasounding females. It's like, wow, let's pair. Holy, look at them already. And, we've just been, on a mission, it hasn't stopped. But I'm excited I did it that way. And I think, if I moved them and then 2 weeks later started pairing them, I'd probably have a lot of issues. But I noticed that moving them, it took about 3-4 weeks for them to start picking up the food response, so.
What's your tech? You brought up ultrasounding, so I'm curious because with the amount of females that you have paired up each year, I'm sure there's like a system you have when it comes to ultrasounding each week, or is it every day? How often are you ultrasounding?
Every week. Sometimes we skip a week, but usually every week. So normally now we have a system, right? So before, because we didn't ultrasound or pair or do anything for about 5 months, it was like starting all over. So what we would do is at the beginning, we'd have to ultrasound every single female to find out where they're at. So what we do now is because, we've had, some lay and some were gravid. So when they're gravid, we put a black clip on. So we know when we look at the tub, it's gravid, don't pair, don't feed. When we know a female's building, okay, we put a yellow clip on, which means ASAP. Okay. When there's nothing on the tub, it means, guess what? She's not building and she's not gravid. So 1 week we'll go through, and obviously we don't have to go through the blacks because they're gravid. We know they have eggs. We don't need to ultrasound them. So we'll go in and now we'll go through the yellows and see if they're close. If they need one more lock or they're really close, we put a black and then a yellow, because then the next time we go, we take the yellow off. It means they have eggs.
Right.
So we go through all the yellows, see where they're at. The next week or two, we'll go through the ones that have nothing on them. So either if we go through them and someone's starting to build, then we can put a yellow on. So we're constantly, going through the yellows, the yellow blacks, the ones that have nothing on them. And then, once they lay, we have a thing that says eggs laid. So we just turn it there. So we know we don't do anything like that. And then our husbandry pro, in like 5 months, we're going to get a notification that animal laid 5 months ago, and then we're going to start ultrasounding her and then repairing her. So now we have that system where when we ultrasound, we don't ultrasound all the females. We ultrasound the ones that don't have anything on them to see if they're starting to build, which we put a yellow, or we're doing the ones that are yellow to see if they're ready, and we take the yellow off to put a black and know that they're gravid. So it's almost like a system.
Right.
So at any time, we could be doing 100 to 150 animals in that week.
Now, when you say gravid, that means like she already ovulated, like she's good to go type of thing? Or
no. So when we say gravid, the females had at least 2, if not 3 locks, and she's over 3 centimeters. After 3 centimeters, we leave her alone.
After 3 centimeters?
Yep.
That's tiny.
No, because they ovulate at 4.
Oh, wait, what am I? Are we thinking different numbers here? 3, 4?
Oh, okay. 30 millimeters.
Okay, my bad. I was like,
woof. So yeah, it's that conversion. 30 millimeters is 3 centimeters.
Yeah, my bad.
So
I'm not doing those kind of numbers, so that's why I was confused at first. But we're good now.
3, holy fuck! I'm doing it wrong.
No shit. No, okay, no.
Right back. I'm gonna go fucking put all my females because yeah. Oh yeah. But the funny thing is I'm so used to centimeters, 1, 2, 3 centimeters. It should be 30 because even when we put everything in a husbandry pro, it's like 22 millimeters. So yeah, so 30 millimeters.
Perfect. All right, we're on the same page.
Okay, perfect.
30 millimeters, you leave that girl alone. It's a done deal after that. And I remember you were the first person who told me, because you had you posted something saying this is the last lock, and I was like, how many locks have they had? You're like, just 2. I was like, just 2?
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a male who's locked like 8 times. You know what I mean? And I'm just confused. But
it's knowing when in their cycle And that's all you need. 1, 2, 3 locks. I mean, you know, the third lock is just, you know what? Why not? But you only really need 2, you know, in that right time. So.
Now, you just said that you switched from Reptile to Coco or Coco Block. Is that true? I mean, is that what you just said?
I did. So when I got the new order of ARS, Freedom Breeder.
Okay.
I said, you know, Jesse said, hey, try this out too. I'm like, why not? So he sent a skid of that, and I used it, and I love Coco Block. I think it's, you know, probably one of the best ones out there. You know, this is my opinion. The thing is, it's really chunky, which is awesome for your adults. Problem is you put them in your hatchling tub. It's like, you know, it's like, fuck, you know? So I had to use another lower end line, and I just wasn't happy. So now I use Go for Coco, and it has basically the big chunk and a small chunk. So, and I love it. It's to me, it's the best. I've used them all. Hardly any dust, hardly any sand. Best stuff on the market that I've used, and I've used like 5 different kinds. But
how long did you use paper for before you got? I remember you used paper for quite a while, right?
I probably used paper for probably 8 years. I used it for like, you know, 3 or 4 years. Went to Aspen chip for about 2 years, and then went back to paper for about four years or so, and then, you know, changed over to coconut.
Now, I mean, in like all honesty, how much do you miss paper now that you have Coco Block, or you're going through the Coco Block stuff? Like, what like, honestly, do you ever think about like, man, I missed the paper days, or you feel like fuck paper, never go back again?
No, I like it for if you have a small collection.
Right.
It's good. To me, I know everything's sterile. I know there's nothing crawling around if there is inside the cocoa. There's not, you know, when they go to the bathroom, it absorbs it. You know, you try to go and you know, spot clean, but you don't know where it goes, or you just see the one. It could have went somewhere else. You don't know if there's bacteria growing in some of the stuff or what have you. I just liked it. You know, if there was ever a problem, you'd see it. When they were breeding, they would scent the cage. So you'd see all the little red little lines, you know, and it worked for me, but it was a lot of work. And now with, you know, 500, 600, 700 animals, it was doable. When you start hitting 1,000 or more, now I'm running over 2. It's like, wow. So the odors is very well controlled. People come into the facility and it's like, oh my God, I thought with this many animals it would smell. I don't smell anything. You know, it's just good ventilation, you know, absorption. We go through the collection twice a week. So, you know, spot cleaning. And I think I like it a little now because we were really, you know, I don't want to say over sanitizing everything, but every time something happened, it was like out, spray, wipe, back in, close. You know, it was all the time. Now, the animals, I think, you know, they sort of have their scents there. It's not overly sterilized. You know, we only take out what we need. You know, coconut husk, clean it and sterilize that area. It's not the whole tub. So we're not disturbing the female so much by taking her out and doing, you know, it's just we move her to the side. So it's a lot easier process. But I do love the cocoa. You know, I'm glad that you know, Austin was, you know, talked me into it.
Right.
So
yeah, I could tell you the one thing I did like about the cocoa substrate for a while when I did do it was just the smell. Like it that compared to shit on a piece of paper, it's like you could definitely tell when somebody fucking did anything on a piece of paper. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, like, you know, I'm always in my room. I don't have too big of a collection. I'm nowhere near 1,000 animals. I'll tell you that much. So, you know, paper works for me. I could tell you why I never stuck with substrate. And I get this now, and it kind of makes sense because you just said it right now. But you can't skip like spot cleans at all on substrate whatsoever. Like you got it. Like, yeah, you can keep the same substrate as long as you're spot cleaning the shit out of it. And being over sterile with substrate isn't a bad thing either, I feel like. And I feel like with me, I was lazy, and I don't feel like I was catching, certain spot checks, and I was getting mites. Like I would always eventually get mites with fucking subs with cocoa chip. Like I would go like 6, 7, 8 months, no mites, and then boom, mites would pop up. And that's why I said, what the fuck? And I just, every time I would go to paper, I've never had mites. I've had mites in almost 2 years now. You know what I mean? So, but I get
why. People always ask me too. It's like, because people say, oh, I got mites from the coconut husk. I don't know. I mean, and if you're getting it from a pet store, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, I have many people come by and I'm like, look, I've got probably, I would literally say 200 blocks sitting inside the facility. I've got open containers. We're making them. I've got, I fill a couple garbage bins on rollers full of cocoa. So I got cocoa all over the place. Got 2,000 animals. I haven't had mites in probably 8 years.
Nice.
So I don't know. But one thing about mites is when you have a substrate that is porous, that is moist, that's dark, that's what they love. They love that stuff.
Right.
So, you just need one of them to come on in and say, hey, I like this shit. Let me breed. Let me lay some eggs. And they just multiply, little fuckers. So
now, Billy, let me ask you this. I mean, substrate overall, do you feel like it's a performance thing, or is it just more of a preference? Like it's like something that works for you? Or do you feel like legitimately you get healthier, like thriving animals on substrate than you would do versus paper or fucking cypress or some shit?
No, I think it is a preference thing. I've done, I hate cypress. I've used cypress that lasted about a fucking month. Like, can't stand it. I used aspen chip for a few years, paper for about 8, and I've been coconut now for 4 or 5 years. It's a preference thing. I think if you are gonna expand and you're gonna go bigger, you got to sort of find what works now more than paper, because growing and moving your collection, and you're going to get bigger, and keeping it on paper, it's tough, and if you have that goal to move forward and double or triple or keep growing, it's wow. I mean, we had so many, Chris and Nick from the Reptile Ward, man, we'd come in Wednesday nights and Sundays, and we would spend like hours and hours, and it was still like, holy fuck, we only did half. Like, it's nuts. Overwhelming. But I do think for breeder females, I like having the coconut or some sort of substrate, but I really prefer the coconut. One reason being is there's a lot of tells that you can see. Like when your females are gravid, they will go and they will nest. So they will burrow and bury themselves. Well, not bury themselves, but they will kick the cocoa out to get down to the tub to maximize that heat coming up. And you can see it. So I did actually a video today for my Patreon that's going to go out tomorrow about the same topic. See her? Here you go. She's nesting. She's gravid. I held her up. Here's how to look for eggs in the snake. Here's what I do. Different things about behaviors and stuff. And I think having a female on paper, she can't nest and I think that's really something that they do instinctually, nesting, trying to get that little spot, digging and having a little, nest. Birds make nests. I mean, it's just, to me, I like it. I just think it's more natural for them. But I've had, years without it. I just prefer it. I think it's something that is, for me, I feel more comfortable doing it. And I think it's better for the animal. But that's just me thinking. So,
yeah,
no idea. I mean, I've done well with all substrates. But I just prefer cocoa, and I do think it's, especially if you're going to grow, you need a substrate.
I feel like at the end of the day, like we put these snakes through a lot with getting them pregnant, wanting them to get fucking, lay eggs. So if you could do anything to kind of give them more of a peace of mind of what they're doing, that's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense, with them having substrate, them wanting to feel around, and it make it feel like they're actually digging into something, it's just kind of a peace of mind type of thing, which
yeah.
And
plus we leave the urates in, right? So while we grab it, we think it's a scenting, like they go and they scent the corners, or, we leave it in there, it absorbs into the cocoa, dries up. It's not affecting her. She's not laying in her own urine. But they scent, and people always say, well, I go in there and clean, and I go back the next day and they do it again. I really think it's a scenting thing, and it makes them feel comfortable. So we just leave them in. It doesn't harm them. And when we take them off the eggs, is then we clean, all the urates, and we give it a nice clean,
Right. Now the app that you use, Husbandry Pro, is that what it's called, right?
Husbandry Pro, yes.
Right. Now, kind of like, kind of tell us how that's, elevated your game, or if it hasn't elevated your game. Like, give us some kind of like truth behind how that's actually contribute to what you do each year with, your productions and whatnot.
Well, it's just organization. I mean, it's super organized. We have it where, we have, I'll have my computer. We'll have Catherine with her computer, and then all of us will use our phones to scan everything in. Okay. So anything major we use the computer for, anything of an activity we will scan with the phones. And we can do our whole facility, I would say. So every single animal, we can probably scan, I would say 45 minutes to an hour. Every single one that ate, didn't eat, what it ate, everything, Right. So now I have records of that, where before I didn't. I didn't write down, oh, this one ate, this one didn't eat. Follicle size, follicle development. We scan it, track it, put in the numbers. Now we have a chart, weight charts. We can go back. But what's great for me, someone comes in and is like, hey, Billy, do you have any piebald stuff? Let me check. I just go piebald. Oh, yeah, I have 287. Cool. What do you have for sale in females with Enchi? Just type in pastel Enchi, female. Tells me, where are they? Right. Oh, I want to see this one. It's 1,200 grams. Okay. I just go in to that snake, and it tells me exactly what rack, what bin she's in, what room. It's amazing. So it's really helped me, and it's good for me to know stuff where when we pair an animal now, so if we pair an animal this week, the software tells me in 4 weeks to pair it again. So it might, when we open up the machine or the computer and we open up Husbandry Pro, it tells us, what to feed, where to feed it, when to pair, when the eggs are ready. I get notifications. Hey, go check your eggs. Your eggs should hatch. But there's so many cool features. It's awesome. There's so much coming, and it's getting better and better, but it is overwhelming. But if you learn how to do it, and you watch the videos or get some practice, it is incredible. It really is.
I feel like if anyone ever worked in retail and done like fucking inventory, that's basically what it is. Like, you're doing fucking deep inventory and like, documenting everything on that product, all on software. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of taking shit to a professional level for sure. 110%, like, which isn't a bad thing. Like, because I mean, what we're going to get into here in a bit is like, a lot of people nowadays are coming into this hobby wanting to go somewhere with it. It's not just a fucking like side hobby. Like, a lot of people do have a 9-to-5, but they have a dream of wanting to work with animals for a living. And I feel like it's hella possible, but I feel like you have your people who've been in this for quite some time, who've maybe been at a stalemate or just haven't really evolved or gone where maybe they should have, or maybe they just didn't want to go, but they kind of make it seem like people are in the dark when it comes to wanting to come in here in the ball python game and really make a successful living. Like, and I'm not saying be rich, but at least like financially support a family with no issue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's the thing. It's like this isn't for everybody, you know.
It's not.
Not everybody is going to make a business out of it. But if you do it right and you try with all the knowledge and people helping you, if you do it right, you know, people just think they buy nice animals. That's all they need to do. I mean, if you're buying animals and you're not ready for the odds, or you're not set up properly to structure your collection to where you're going to maximize, you know, animals and then stuff for sale. If you don't treat it like a business, it'll never be a business.
Right. I mean, would you even say, even if you're in here just to have like maybe a handful of clutches, it's still fine to treat this shit as a business, right? Because I mean, why wouldn't you want to? Like, I don't understand.
The more I make, the more I grow. The more I buy, the more I reinvest into this industry.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, it's I don't know where I'm going, but I know I ain't stopping.
Right.
So, you know, people's like, wow, man, you know, I mean, it must be a dream to be where you're at. And it's like, yeah, it was a dream. But now that I got to where I'm at, I'm like, wow, there's so much fucking more. You know what I mean? You know, 10 years ago, I never thought I'd even be close. I didn't even think it'd be even possible to be where I am right now. But you know what? I didn't set up like, you know, even years ago, before social media, before, you know, I didn't get into this and go, hey, I'm going to be one of the biggest breeders. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make 7 figures a year. I'm going to have this facility and staff. I mean, that was unheard of. You know, I was just watching Kevin, you know, Brian Barczyk, you know, Pete Kell, Ralph Davis, you know, the Keeper, the Barkers, like the Bells. Like, I mean, how is this little guy in Canada with 7 fucking, you know, animals gonna one day be where I'm at? Like, I didn't plan to be here. I grew and rode the wave, and my passion and things I've done, you know, now I'm here. So, and now where I'm at is like, you know, most people would say, hey man, this is enough for me. And it might be enough for some people. I want more. I want to get into more stuff, you know, but this was a goal of mine. Now that I got here, now I got more goals.
Right.
You know, but people don't even have to get to my level. They can do it half my size, a quarter. You can have 10 females and 4 males, and you breed them and just have fun. You don't have to turn this into a business. But the people that want to invest and turn it into a business, you've got to do things a certain way, or you're wasting your time and money.
Yeah, 100%. And what's crazy to me is like, I don't understand why anyone who's excited to want to be in here to not really be a Billy, but maybe just be something that they could possibly be at their full potential, how like that, you know, that seems to be discouraging, you know, for some of these new people nowadays, because how a lot of these older people just couldn't get there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, other ones who've been established and just aren't selling, you know, $5,000, $10,000 snakes, you know, but then have a problem with those kind of snakes being sold at that price.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know. So you want to get into this all right now, or what do you what?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's dip into this. Yeah.
So, okay, I am a true believer in.
Wait, Billy.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Hold on, guys. With all due, I shouldn't have to say this because it's Billy Rose, but can you please get the likes up right now? I don't know why we're not even cleared 100 likes, and I don't want to have to take this heat that he's about to drop to my Patreon page, because I will. And Billy's all for his Patreon members, so this could go down if you don't get these fucking likes up for my man right now. So with all due respect, get the likes up right now. We have 10 minutes to get the likes to 100. All right, Billy, go ahead. Let's go. Roll it.
Okay, so, you know, not everybody is going to, you know, want this as a business. And even if you do want it as a business, not everyone's going to be successful as a business. Okay? You know, there's so much more to this than just spending money. Breeding snakes, feeding and cleaning snakes. You've got to market yourself. There's a lot of work. You got to have customer service, photo skills. You've got to work on social media, branding. It never ends. It doesn't stop. Most people can't do this. You can't do this part-time and expect full-time wages. It's like anything else.
Yeah, right.
People put no work in, but they expect all the fucking rewards. I'm still grinding.
Right.
I work 7 days a week. I don't stop. But look what I have and look what I'm doing. So the amount of work and my passion and everything else goes into it. Look at the reward. People want to just spend money, do nothing, and expect to fucking have everything roll in. It doesn't happen that way. But like I said, if you want to do this as a hobby, just to have some fun with your kids or just to learn, appreciate it, and you don't even have to breed. I know people that just collect. Nothing wrong with that. If you're not a breeder, you should breed. Well, if I don't want to breed, then don't breed. Don't let someone tell you what to do. Right. Oh, you should spend more money and get more snakes, but I don't even have time for the ones I have. That doesn't matter. Once you spend the money, you make it. It's not how it works. Find out where you want to go, have a goal, find out how to get to that goal. And that's what you do. But there's people out there like, I'll say it. Matt, the other day on Olympus Reptiles, one of his live streams, sitting there going off saying, oh, you know what? There's not many people are buying high-end snakes and $5,000 snakes. It's really hard to sell them. I wouldn't invest a lot of money into snakes because, he had a lot of stuff that was true.
Right. I saw the video after. I definitely went to go check it out myself. And I feel like he had some truth definitely with some of his points, but like, it's definitely, the thing is, he's speaking on things that he never got to. Like he's not a 5K. With all due respect, Matt, I don't know you, and I'm just saying I've had follow you, Matt, and you don't have heat that's 5K, 10K because you never took yourself there. Which that's you decided that, but that doesn't mean other people can't successfully have heat at 5 to 10 to 15K and have it not be sold. Dude, this shit's selling. There's no issue selling $5,000-$10,000 snakes. I don't know. I don't know where he hasn't got that.
The funny thing is, okay, so here's the thing. We'll go back to a bunch of stuff, but there was a post. Jeremy from Fireball put a post up. Look at these fresh shed babies, and it was like 4.0 and a couple females. Ghost. So hypo desert ghost clowns.
Say that again. Hyper desert ghost clowns.
Hypo desert ghost clowns.
Okay.
So desert ghost clowns are like 10K, 12K.
Yeah.
To get the other hypo recessive, what are they, 15, 20, 25,000? Right. But he posted the whole clutch. Just shed, not even out of the fucking incubator. He never even posted them on Morph Market. Sorry, everybody, they're all sold. He just had an $80,000 to $100,000 clutch with 6 or 7 fucking eggs. Sold. And I'm like, fuck, how did I not know? Because I'm in the market to buy one.
Damn, bro.
I'm in the market. I'll buy one for 15 to 20K. I need one. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And I'm like, fuck, how I didn't know about this. Like, I'm upset. And there's probably so many other people upset going.
So these are all sold right here is what you're saying.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Damn, bro. That shit's fucking sick. But exactly. That's what I'm saying though, man. It's like, bro, like how like I'm just saying, God bless them, man. Listen, don't let other people's opinion based off their success fuck with your vision. When, like, if you're a part of Billy's Patreon page, then nothing should fuck with your vision, because obviously you're being a part of somebody where his fucking vision's like there's no roof over his vision. You know what I mean? But there's just levels to this, Billy. Like there's completely, and there's all due respect levels too. There's nothing wrong in being in a breeder bracket where you're selling $200, $300 snakes. That's cool, but don't knock down the motherfuckers who are putting in their time, putting in their investment, and getting upgraded rooms, getting upgraded racks. Like, I don't know, man. Matt, how many upgraded rooms have you had, Matt, in 8 years? I don't know. I'm just
and that's another thing he said. He's like, yeah, in 8 or 9 years, I'm not really you haven't done it right in 8 or 9 years. You haven't done it right. Because if you do it right, you know, if you get started, you have to buy your stock, okay? Your base animals, your collection. You want to have it where that's your base, you know, your structured animals, your structured groups. You keep growing. If by year 5 you ain't making great money, something is wrong. Something's wrong. Okay? But
here's the thing. If at year 5 you're not making great money, just be quiet. And if you just want to keep doing your thing, that's fine. But don't try to name drop big fucking names just to bring attention to your channel, because I feel like that's what he was doing. You know, he was purposely, you know, name dropping Miguel, Justin, you know, when a lot of his followers weren't even a part. Like, I paid attention to the live chats. What's crazy is, I will tell you this, how big this hobby is. I didn't notice not one fucking name in that live chat, which is crazy. I don't know if I'm just that green still, but it's crazy how big this hobby really is. But anyways, all I got to say is, I feel like that was unnecessary to, like, you know, pinpoint out names, because you already knew what that was going to do. You already knew that was going to create eyes. It's going to get other people to come look. And I feel like you should talk to those people first before you even mention their name. I mean, I don't know. That's just me. But
yeah, I mean, this industry, it's growing at, I mean, I still can't believe where it's going. Like, it's, I mean, I've been in it every year, and it blows me away. But it's crazy where it is. It's crazy where it's going. Hey, Will's in the house.
Dude, Will, no, I love you, Will. Will has not been at a Trap Talk in quite a while, and he's here, and that makes me happy. So thanks for being here, Will. That is too hard. Anyways, continue.
You know, the thing is if you want to set yourself up as a business, okay, you can't be buying $200, $300, $400 fucking snakes.
Right.
That's a hobby.
Right.
But the thing is when people are buying $300, $400 snakes, and they're breeding $300, $400 snakes, if they look at the actual value of those snakes that they create, minus what the expense is and stuff, they're still making money. It's still profitable.
Yeah.
The problem is they're like, oh, well, these guys are making, you know, 6 figures a year, and I'm making 5 or 10,000. Oh, wow, this sucks. Well, the guys that are doing that are structured. They've invested money. They're treating it like a business. They're not buying $200, $300, $400 fucking snakes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make $10,000 snakes, $5,000 snakes with $200, $300, $400 snakes.
But Billy, it's like what you said. Even if you know what the fuck you're doing, you could do something with a $300, $400 snake. Like, bro, like, you don't have to limit yourself. Like, I built my GHI game that I'm getting fucking crazy offers for my shit now off a fucking $300 GHI Mojave. That was the male, and I got a $500 female, less than $1,000, and they're giving me clutches where I'm selling these snakes for $2,000-$3,000. You know what I mean? And I'm not joking. So it's like, what's the fucking problem, man? You know, you just gotta. It's like, honestly, it's a mentality thing, and no matter what, Billy, you have people coming in this with that mentality. You know, not too many, but you just have your types of people. You have your people who aren't scared, and they're like, fuck, I want to be my own mutation creation, my own JKR. I want to be my own version of that. And then you have your people who are just like, there's too many people doing that. You know, it's funny. I was talking to somebody, I'm not going to mention their name, but I was talking to somebody, and they were getting heavy into retics. And I'm like, that's awesome. But like, when I say heavy, meaning they want to vend, they want to sell. And I'm like, that's cool. I was like, just retics aren't the easiest thing to sell right now because of laws and all that. Yeah. And I was kind of telling him, I was like, dude, why don't you get into the ball pythons? Like, that market's just too, like, there's just too many people doing it. And I'm like, so because there's too many people doing it, why wouldn't you want to hop on and fucking create your own version of what everyone else is doing, and like hop on the bandwagon where everyone's making money? Like, if you're coming on this with the right mentality, you're a part of Patreon pages, you're fucking really taking notes, and you're really doing your due diligence. I can't even talk. Your damn research on this. Dude, you're gonna make money off of it no matter what. I don't care if it's 5 clutches that are $300, $400 snakes. You're gonna make some return off of it.
Yeah, it's how you set yourself up. I mean, it's funny because people don't realize, even if they're playing the low end game, you know, they're still making a profit. The thing is what they struggle with is now that they got to sell animals that are $300, $400, $500, and they've got to compete against 500 other people selling the same animals.
Right.
You're putting yourself in making stuff that you're in a pool with 1,000 other people. Where if you breed higher end stuff and you do stuff, and you put yourself where you're competing with 6 or 7 other people, it's crazy. And he also, I mean, I see so many collections for sale. Okay.
Right.
When I say collection, when I say, hey, my collection is a structured group of animals that are genetically linked together. They have a purpose. They're made to create better or more similar quality animals or take it to next levels. They work together. Some I have long projects, but they're all built and structured for a purpose. I see these people that sell their collection, and I look at the list and I'm like, none of this fucking works together. Like, this isn't a collection. This is a fucking, let's buy shit and shove it in a fucking rack. You know what I mean? Like, I got a pastel 66% het pied male. Why the fuck do you have that? Right. That's going to do nothing. If you breed that, you're an idiot. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't call that a collection. That's literally spare animals that you have is what it is. You know what I mean?
Collection sale. And the funny thing is, okay, if imagine I put a collection sale. Imagine JKR. Hey, we're getting out. I'm getting out. Here's a collection sale. Wilma Rose, Garrett DeMeyer, Ozzy. Fuck, some of the biggest breeders in the world put a collection sale up. You would see, like, holy shit, I could buy these 40 animals, and it's structured.
See the numbers.
You could sit there and go, holy fuck, like, wow, like, look at this thing. Oh my God, like, I could pick any group and I'm profitable. I'm making incredible stuff. You look at and that's why we're not collection sale, because it's working. It's making what we do. The animals we have are incredible. Yeah. It produces great animals that go into other people's collections so that they can sort of, follow my path or other people's path or their own path. It's great. You see these collections that people are selling. Well, the reason why they're selling it is because they're not making money. They're losing. They can't make money because nothing works. It's 30 of this, 20 of this. It doesn't even work. They don't have any recessives. It's like, what the fuck? And then they go, oh, I can't sell this. Well, because no one wants it, because it does nothing for them. It was not a collection.
At the end of the day, they didn't want it enough. It's not like, if you are willing to just give up shit that you literally collected and sat on for 4 or 5 years because you're not making enough money, that means you're just literally, A, you weren't in it for the right reason. Okay, first off. Okay. But, B, like, you're not really have any passion behind what you have. There's no projects involved. You're just collecting animals. You're probably not meant for this. This is why there's levels to this. Go ahead.
Or you take what you have and wonder why you're not doing well.
And figure it out.
Learn, and then figure out where you're going wrong and correct it.
Yeah.
Get rid of some of these. Oh, I want to be in 30 projects.
Dude,
but they're all half-assed. You should get rid of 20 and keep 10, sell the 20 projects off, utilize that money and some other money, and take 10 and build them properly. You know what I mean? Like, they're not doing things correctly.
I think I told you this was a while ago, but in the beginning, I had collected up to 60 ball pythons that made no sense whatsoever. Like,
everybody does.
Yeah, and made absolutely no, like, once I started getting coached and like I was like, actually people were like telling me shit, like I found out what a recessive really was. Bro, I was like, none of this is gonna work. You know what I mean? So what I did was I was like, okay, well, hold on. What really do I want to keep, and what do I have that can work? I fucking figured out that 60 turned to 30, and then it slowly became shit that I really needed. I turned that 30 snake money into shit that mattered to me, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you gotta want it though, Billy. Like, you have to fucking want it. Like, if you don't have patience, you're on a timeline, you're like, I need this money now, bro, go invest in a fucking Bitcoin or something and go be a day trader. This isn't a day trade hobby. Like, this shit is this is a longevity mindset. And if you have a longevity mindset your mindset will always be longevity for the whole time you're in this hobby, no matter what. If you start with the longevity mindset, and that's what's going to really show your work. I'm telling you right now, for you people who are coming in this,
there's so many ways to do this. And, it's, one thing that they said is, oh, you're going to go invest all this money. And they use Miguel. And somebody in the comments says, hey, Miguel invested a lot of money. He's doing well. And, they just said, well, the reason why he did well is because, one, he had money, but two, the main reason is because he had a business sense. He had, he made a lot of money because he knew the business and he had business sense and he applied that. Okay, great. But if you want to get into this as an industry or as into this industry as a business and you want to invest, you invest in animals, okay? You have a year or two, depending on what you buy, to grow them up until they produce. Well, that's a lot of time to, one, work on your social media, work on your branding, learn more, get that business sense, reach out to someone on Patreon, one of our Patreons, reach out to somebody, watch these lives, watch all the information people are sharing, go to a local breeder that's close in your area and have them mentor you. It's crazy how these people, oh, I'm going to buy a snake and then sit back on the fucking couch and wait 2 years. Oh, nothing worked. This sucks. Well, the reason why it sucks is because you didn't take the 2 years to learn more, to keep investing, to grow, to market yourself, to fucking learn the business sense. It's all here. You know what I mean? Like it's like, fuck.
So for the fucking, for anybody out there who's sitting on their ass in their fucking couch and they're just like, well, Miguel just fucking had business experience coming in. Do you not understand that this guy taught himself the social media game? He taught himself the YouTube game.
You see, when he first started, it was like fucking.
It was fucking hilarious. Yeah, but like that's how it was for everybody who first started. But
100%.
If you look at his traction, like he figured shit out. The thing about Miguel is he's a fucking problem solver. Like he just figures shit out. You know what I mean? And he always evolves. That's why he has the hardest name in the fucking hobby, because he lives to that name. He's always evolving. Same with your shit, mutation creation. Like you're mutating into just different shit all the time. And that's because that's your mindset. Yep. And, you create your audience, man. We're talking about earlier how you compete. Sometimes you have to compete selling a 20 grand snake with somebody else who's making another 20 grand snake. But if you are building the right audience, you're not competing with shit. You already have people who will give you the 20 grand, even though fucking what's his name in Wisconsin made it too. No offense to anyone in Wisconsin. I'm just thinking out of my head. But I'm just saying, like,
go Packers.
Yeah. But like you really build your following. And that's one thing I learned from you, Billy, is like the people who really genuinely follow you are really ride or die for you, and they really support you.
Well, yeah, and I support them, and I'm here for them. And that's why I'm screaming at people. You're doing it wrong. Do this. But, I can't make you do something. I can just give you guidance on what I would do.
Right.
And there's so many ways to do this. There's not just one way. People have different ways to do things. They have different goals, different ambitions, different time constraints, space constraints, monetary value. Some people can't just drop 20K. They only can do 5, or they can't, but if you do things, and that's the thing, people don't want to wait. Oh,
Billy, 10 years ago, Billy, 10 years ago. Okay. Would you ever think that you were investing in animals that you're investing now 10 years ago? Like you got to understand, I'm sure you're doing ballsy shit back then. But
10 years ago, I didn't even know fucking some of these animals could exist. Like it's nuts,
right?
And
you didn't know this was going to be a part of your everyday life, and it is. Yeah. Like it came with patience. Like you were pre-social media, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So with Matt, like the whole mentality there is there was, I guess, one of his customers or friend, or he was there too, and he said, well, yeah, man. He's like, he goes, a lot of people can't afford some of these snakes. And he says, I just bought this snake off of you, Matt. It's a banana black pastel something. And I paid $500 for this female. you know? And then he said a lot of people be like, wow, I wouldn't spend 500 or they couldn't afford that. Okay, great. Some people can, unfortunately. Those people should not and will not be able to make a business out of it. If you're buying $500 females, you're not going to make a business out of it. You can make a great little hobby, make amazing animals, and that's about it. It's a business. Business takes money. You can't just go to a bank and say, hi, give me $5 grand. I'm going to open up a business. And they're going to say, what kind of business you can open up for $5 grand? There isn't anything. Think about what a business costs.
Right.
You got to fucking renovate the store, buy fucking racking, cashiers, renovations, like
insurance. There's so much.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars for inventory to start. You think they fucking sit back on the couch after they spent that $200,000 or $300,000 and have the store and they go home and sit and fucking wait for their money to come in? Are you fucking kidding me? It takes work. Okay, you need to work. Those people bust their ass for 3 to 4 years, and then the business, and they hire someone that's a manager, and then they take it over. Then they can sort of step back and start. But it takes fucking years. It takes money. People that don't have money or don't want to invest, you're not going to make a business out of this.
Scared money makes no money. I'm telling you right now.
You want to sit on your couch and be comfortable? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to make this into a business, you can't sit on your couch and not invest money. You got to invest money and work your ass off to make sure that money is going to come out. Because these snakes, once you buy them, you need to take care of them, feed them, breed them, keep learning. While you're doing that, guess what? Speaking of work, social media, branding yourself, learning, getting a part of the community, learning this, networking, going to shows, marketing yourself, getting gear, stickers, business cards, promoting yourself, taking pictures, learning how to do it, get a morph market, start interacting with people online when you sell stuff. You got to constantly look online to see who's making what, who's what. You know, people know who's what, you know. You say a certain gene, oh, this guy, certain gene, that guy, you know. They didn't get that overnight. They took fucking time and work to do it. But there's these people like, you know, if you're only producing or buying $500 animal females to raise up, to breed, you better have a $10,000, $20,000 fucking male to that $500 female if you want to make money and turn it into a business, you know. It's just crazy. And then sunset, you know, he's like, oh, sunset. If I go buy a sunset female now and raise it up in 2-3 years, when I produce them, they're not going to be worth much. No shit. But the problem is if you do it right, and here's the thing. What are sunsets worth right now, females? 5K?
5K.
Okay, so say 5K. So this is what I would suggest to somebody. You go take $15,000, you go buy 3 visual sunset females. This is just base. Okay? 3 visual sunset females. 12 to 16 months later, you go get 10 grand and you go buy a combo sunset male. Now you're $25,000 into this project. Okay? Say in 2 years, female sunsets are only worth 2 grand. You take this male combo, you breed it to those 3 females, you get 6 eggs each, that's 18. Well, just off of base, 18 visual sunsets without the combo in the male times 2,000, that's $36,000 off of a $25,000 investment. The first year you bred it. But what about those other genetics that are in the male that you paid 10K for? You might even make 50,000. Now you just doubled your money. First year, and guess what? You still own the 4 fucking breeding animals. It's that simple. I would never suggest to go buy 3 in the, you know, I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying. But of course prices come down. But would you rather be the guy? And here's the thing. You will not make money saving money.
No.
Nothing wrong.
You gotta spend money to make money
in every fucking business.
God damn.
Okay.
That little savings ain't shit.
It's crazy.
That little savings.
There's nothing wrong with saving money.
But ain't shit.
But you ain't gonna make money doing it. You want to make money or save money. You can't fucking do both. You either sit home, save your money, and live the life that you're comfortable at. Or you take risks, you make money, you fucking, you live a little, you take risks, you do this, and you make money.
That's why when we talk about like this game ain't for everybody, this ball python is a fucking this is a big, expensive industry because of what people like Billy, people like fucking Miguel, Justin, with the mentality of taking shit to the top. Like, you gotta understand, you could be a part of this. You can easily be a part of this. No problem at all. And I'm not gonna say it's easy.
It's not easy.
If you got patience, it's easy. If you have patience and you have
patience and time, 100%,
it's easy. Then you're good. If you're like, bro, this could happen in 5 to fucking 8.
As long as you continue to learn.
Yep.
Continue to adapt and change. 100%. Learn. I think I said learn, but grow your business. Keep out there. Be a better breeder, keeper. You can do this, and you know what? Your passion grows because, oh my God, look what I just made. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 fucking years, and I'm more excited about what I'm making next year than the shit I'm making now. And I'm fucking ecstatic on what I'm making now.
You are, and like Justin's fired up and shit too, don't get me wrong, but out of everyone I've talked to who's been in this for 10, 15, 20 years, you are by far the most high, energetic, passionate person who's been in this game like longer than most people. And I feel like obviously that's what people feed off of. Like, people love that energy, you know what I mean? And I feel like
I'm not only am I speaking it, I'm showing it to you,
living it
daily,
bro. And I'm telling you right now,
telling people to do stuff, and I'm doing the total opposite. I'm showing you guys what I'm doing. I show you, look what I deal with. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I missed. Oh, hit him on soon. Ah, fuck, it's dead. I mean, I'm showing you what happens. Do you think I'm crying because I lost a $20,000, $30,000 snake? No, because look at the other shit. You gotta dwell on the good, not the fucking bad. There's always gonna be something. Oh, my female that I spent $10,000 on reabsorbed. Okay, guess what?
What happens?
6 months from now, you can breed her again.
Yep.
It's not that hard.
Yep.
It's crazy. And the funny thing is, it's like, the reason why, and here's the thing, you can either be the guy that buys those sunsets at $5K and invests the 25 grand, okay? And then when they breed and you do your stuff and you make 50,000, you're the guy selling the $2,000 animal to the guys that don't want to spend 5 because now, 2,000's in my price range. Cool. They might want to wait till they're 5,000 or 500. Cool. Then wait 10 years. But guess what? Do you want to be the guy waiting to buy a snake when it's cheap? Or do you want to be the guy making them and selling them to the people? And guess what? At $5,000 sunsets, there might be 100 people buying them. But when they're 2,000, there's 4,000 people that are buying them. And guess what? There won't be 4,000 fucking available to sell those fucking people. The demand will always be greater than the supply. It's crazy. People, you know what? I bought a banana bumblebee male, 2012, $35,000. I sold them in 2016, 4 years later for $750. Do you know, in the last 9 years, I've probably made $500,000 off that $35,000 animal.
That's what
every banana clown, banana pie. 9 years later, but what the fuck? If the longer you do this, the more you will make off that investment. And here's what people don't do. They make stuff. Oh my God, I can get $5 grand for it. And they sell it all off like donkeys. Oh, I made 20 grand. And then they go do something else with it. And then they wonder why, the people that they sold those animals to are better than them in 3 years because they're reinvesting in themselves. And here's this. Back in 2009, 2010, I used to make roughly in sales and animals that I didn't sell, roughly about $100,000 a year. Now I'm making that a month. You know why? Because I didn't sell everything off.
Let's go. That's what I like to hear.
Here's 100. Oh, let me sell
money.
20, 25. Let me hold back 80. Last year and the year before, I held back over 300 fucking animals. Do you think they're $100 snakes? No. Last year alone, I held back probably $700,000 worth of animals I could have sold. No. And I bought another 200-300 on top. You know why? Because what it's going to do for me in the business and my growth down the road. Plus the animals that I have, I love looking at. I got animals that no one else in the world has. Or I have some that I'm one of very few in the world that can say that they have this animal or these genetics. It's great. And I put myself in that position. It's crazy how people, oh, I do this and they sell it. Why did you do that? Oh, I can make some next year. Yeah, but the animals that you have in your rack is going to, yeah, but I'll make them next year. And then that mentality sticks, and then 5 years later, they're irrelevant because nobody wants the same shit that they've been producing for 5 years.
Right.
It's crazy. It doesn't make sense, the mentality, Build your business, invest in your future, invest in yourself, your collection. If you want to make, $35,000, $40,000 worth of animals and sell them off, great. You're not going to make 100 in 2 years unless you buy more. And there's nothing better than producing your own stock and holding it back.
There's nothing better. This is my first year with my first production, my first clutch ever is on eggs now. And it's like,
yeah,
I held back every girl, you know what I mean? And I was like, I haven't cut the egg. I mean, eggs, I don't know what they are, but man, it's exciting. Like, talk about the true value in the journey is when you just fucking hold something back. When, I could at least sold and made something, but I was like, what's the purpose? I'd rather just wait 4 years, 3 years and really live the true value of producing your own fucking like your own line of shit and going off from it. I don't know. It's just, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Some people just don't have it. And that's okay. But if you have it, don't be a part of that. Like, don't associate. If you listen to shit like this and you're like, really? Like, this doesn't make sense. It probably doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So leave it and be thankful that there's Patreon pages that you could be a part of. I could tell you right now, anyone who knocks a Patreon page probably has a roof over their head, because I could tell you right now, Patreon pages give you the fucking shortcuts on where to fucking go. It's honestly like it's like a safety guide to where
no haters, no bullshit, no stuff.
You're good.
And it's just great people that want to learn or want to be a part of something without the bullshit that like, I mean, we do a live stream on YouTube and we get these fucking, what do you call it? Like hackers or fucking trolls, saying racist stuff and bullshit. Like,
I had that. I had that too.
I never did that on fucking Patreon. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the thing, man. It's a better, and that's the thing, man. It's like, there's people that don't understand this. People will watch this and go, I don't understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do they do this? And, that's bad. Oh, poor animals. And, they don't get it. They don't understand it. Like, oh, you feed them a rat? That's so cruel. What the fuck? Like,
you just had a Big Mac. Shut up.
But that's not really killing animals, because that's not even real meat.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, people, anyone who has that sense of either keyboard warriorness or just like, Karen fucking complaining, it's just lack of knowledge. I don't want to call them stupid, but they are kind of fucking stupid. Like, they're just not like, it's just,
they're not aware or educated enough.
Not educated. But it's like almost like some people refuse to educate themselves just so they could just so they could keep dwelling on what they are dwelling about. And I can't stand people like that. Those are toxic people. You just dissociate yourself from people like that. Now let me ask you something with your Patreon page, Billy. Have you had anyone that you could kind of see that they want something, but they just don't have it in them, and you had to break it down, or like or just kind of bring them down to a level to where like, yo, like, this is the reality of things? And if you did, like, how did you go about that? I'm just curious, because you do have a big following, and I do know a lot of people come to you for advice.
Yeah.
Who cares? So I'm just curious.
Well, one thing that I've done is, and I've said this, is when you see people, you know, so when you see myself or Miguel or other people buying expensive snakes, I know why I bought it, because I have females ready. All the genetics work for my project. I prepared for this animal years ago when I bought those or produced animals for this male that I just bought years ago. And now next year, he's going to breed those females that I've, you know, it's the last piece of my puzzle for the project that I already know. I don't just buy it randomly because, oh, it's 12 grand. Let me buy it. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I want to buy it and show it off. You know, I buy it because there's a purpose. I need it. I want it in my collection, and it works with the stuff that I've got. I'm prepared and ready for it. So I invest in that animal to have it and to do what I need it to do. I've seen so many other people and some of my Patreon people buying this, I'm like, wow, what a great pickup. What a great pickup. And then they send me their list and I'm like, holy shit, you've got a lot of money in animals that don't work. You know, a $20,000 snake and a $15,000 snake sounds great, but if the genetics aren't there, that's a 10-year project. What do you mean? Well, you got to put that triple het to this double het and a quad hets. Holy fuck. I mean, you know, 5 gene hets and wow. I mean, you know, it's all, you know, you're going to be producing double gene, possible triple 66% triple hets. Like, it doesn't work. Well, but I should no, you won't get your money back because you don't know what you're selling. You have to be strategic and structured, you know? And I'm sitting there going, why do you have so many? Oh, I got this because it's a nice animal. I'm like, you have too many males. You don't have enough females. You know, that's a great female, you know? But, you know, I see a lot of people too buying like triple hets and quad hets, you know, but they're only buying one. Okay, well, how are you going to get that male? Okay, right. And 2, when you're playing with recessive, you should always have 3 to 4 females to that one male.
Right.
Because your odds, if your odds are even double hets, you do a double het male to a double het female. It's 1 in 16. What happens if you miss that odds? You only have 1 female, 1 in 16. Guess what? You get 0. You get nothing. What happens if she doesn't eat, reabsorbs? You get nothing. If you have 4 and 1 doesn't go, you still got 3. If 2 don't go, you still got 2. But if all 4 go, wow, you get better odds. You know, even 1 in 4. I just did a clutch. Combo pied het clown to combo clown het pied. 8 eggs, 1 in 4 to hit the clown pied. I fucking missed. And that's 1 in 4. And people are trying to play the 1 in 16, 1 in 32, 1 in 64 game with 1-to-1 animal. What the fuck? It's not going to happen. You know, I mean, you really got to think about where you should go. You know, don't jump into triple and quad hets if you're not even into the single gene and the double, or the single and the double recessives. Grow that base first and then start adding and growing. It's not a race, people. You know what I mean?
If it's one thing I did take from, what's his name? Matt, right? The Olympus reptile, right? Matt, is that his name? Matt?
Yeah. Matt, yeah.
Yeah. If it's one thing that I did take from what he was talking about, and, you know, and obviously not everyone does this, but for me, like, you know, even if I have 5, 10, 20 grand to fucking throw down on something, I want to make sure I'm met for this game. You know what I mean? I would personally would want to get my feet wet first. So what that means is, like, I would go with the whole, like, worry about keeping for a first year. Like, you know, like collect some females, right? And raise those females up. Make sure they could get full sheds. Make sure they could eat. Like, do the, like, basic 101 shit before you blossom into, and because a lot of those steps could be easy, right, Billy? But there's some people who can't even figure that shit out. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of factors that people don't think, you know? Right. And that's the point is like what Matt says. I do think that people should, one, learn how to keep and stuff. But when people are in it now, you know, there's so much knowledge out there and seeing it, and so many things to fall back on and ask questions in a chat group. You can go and ask for advice, and so many people are willing to help. So it's not such a hurdle like it was back in the day when it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Am I doing it right? I couldn't call anybody. You couldn't go search something because no one gave out info.
You were like, am I doing it right? I don't know. Well, we'll find out in 6 months if she lays or not. Nope. Fuck. I got to wait next year. I'll do it differently. It was shitty. That's how it was, right? And now, and here's the thing, and I do this with a lot of my customers. If you're investing, okay, and buying high-end animals, okay, as long as they're healthy and you're taking care of them, and I've done this with many people, if you're buying an investment animal, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 animal from me, especially a female,
right,
and you take it home and you raise it, and a year later it's like, hey, Billy, yeah, it's not for me. I don't like this. I always ask for the first right of refusal, but I'd give you $8,000 if she's 1,000 grams. I'd probably give you 85.
Yeah.
And you know what? And the funny thing is imagine right now, like a dreamsicle female selling for what, 25 US maybe as a hatchling. You put a proven breeder or 1,000-gram female up or 1,200-gram female, you ain't getting 2,500, dude. You're going to get 4 or 5K.
Right.
But now you get a bumblebee. You paid $200 for. You raise it up. Hey, I got $1,000 bumblebee. I'll give you $50. Actually, I wouldn't even give you $50 because I don't want the fucking thing. There's a big difference, you know what I mean, in what you invest in, and then if you need to sell it. No one wants pastels and pinstripes and bumblebee breeder females. What that is for the starting people to get in, to get that process going.
Foundation.
But when you invest as a business, I'm going to go out and buy all these little $100 animals, and that's not creating a business. You know what I mean? That's flea market shit. You know what I mean?
It's true.
You know what I mean? It is. It's you're. Oh, we can never catch up to you guys. You know what? I can't even catch up to myself. And here's what really bothers me. Okay, I put animals up. I put an animal up. Okay.
I'm listening. Keep talking.
Yeah. So I put an animal up and I asked 8,000 US. I sold 2 in 15 minutes. And by the next 24 hours, I could have sold another 10 to 12. I don't have another 10 to 12. So if this industry, people think that there's like, wow, now if I was producing 1,000 of these animals, then yeah, the market would be here, but I can't even physically make as many. I'm trying to make as many as I can. These double visual hets, they're hard. Imagine making triple recessives. How many triple recessives do you see? You see hundreds of them for sale? Fuck, I think I've seen 15 this year. You know what I mean?
That's why I commend all you motherfuckers hitting the triple recessives. Like that's just, that's dos mucho for me. But I mean, there's ways of doing it. I'm telling you, this motherfucker's laying out the blueprints right here, right now. Like,
yeah. So I sat there, put 2 animals up, made 16,000 US in 15 minutes, and I saw another 80,000 that I can't even touch. What does that tell you? Holy shit!
Right.
There's a demand. I need to make more. How do you make more? You can't go buy the animals I'm making. I got to fucking slowly grow up and start building my fucking base. And other people are, it's crazy. Super asphalts. I make 5 to 10 a year. I could sell 50. I can't make fucking 50. I don't want to make 50,
Right.
So if there's 50 that I can sell and I'm only making 10 or 20, well, there's another 30 or 40 or whatever else that other people can make and jump into the pool and make some money too. Oh, I can't make fucking, I can't make Pompeii's. Justin has that market cornered. How many Pompeii's has he made in 3, 4, 5 years? 4, 5, 10? How many people want them? 100? 1,000? Even at that price point?
Ready to go. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's just, people are so afraid. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. With that fucking attitude, you won't do it.
And like I said, this attitude will always be here. Like the hobby, there's people, there's different types of people, and some people are just shit. They're down on their own luck because they just can't figure shit out. But don't knock down the people who are either figuring it out faster than you or put in the time and now creating a whole market of people who are willing to drop $5, $10, fucking $20,000 like it's nothing.
Yeah, but it is scary. I understand it because when I first bought my first snake at 12.5 back in 2008, 2007, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, holy fuck, like this is fucking nuts.
It's
Guess what? Best thing I ever did. And then I started buying $15,000, $20,000 snakes and 35. Now I'm buying $40,000, $50,000 snakes.
If you think about it on how much this fucking hobby's grown, like think about me, right? I came in here in 2017, right? And I remember in 2017, there was a lot of people preaching this whole, like, you're not going to come in here and make money. It's not going to happen. Blah, blah, blah.
Hobby's dead. It's oversaturated. Oh, fuck.
And then I remember, like, Miguel, like the first shit of heat I saw that he take was that he was talking about how he's, you know, making a profit on ball pythons. And there was people who were just like, yeah, I got shitted on, but it was almost like no, you don't talk about that stuff. You don't talk about money and breeding snakes, when in reality, that's what's going to draw more people to this fucking hobby. So it's such an old mentality. It's such an old, like fucking bully breeder way to scare people out of outdoing them, or just really fulfilling their potential, you know, not, you know, just because so-and-so is here with a, you know, so-and-so budget, and, you know, Mr. fucking Zachary, whoever the fuck, is in with a lot more and he wants more, then let him get more. He deserves more if he wants to get more.
But people get butthurt because they put in time and someone walks in with money and does what they wish they could do. Find a fucking way to do it and stop fucking whining. Like Ozzy says, shut up and breed. Like, you know what? Just get it done. You know, it's not easy. I mean, like, fuck. I mean, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I've put in over the years. My time, money, doing this, sacrificing. Fuck, I sold my sports car to fucking invest more into this. It's like, fuck, like, what you gotta do? Stop fucking bitching and complaining. Oh, there's no money into this. Fuck you, there's no money into this. It's fucking crazy. There's so much money in this hobby, we're not even touching it. I sell a lot of animals. I lose. If I could produce 5 times what I do now, obviously I'd be five times more wealthy. But guess what? There'd still be shit I still can't get.
Right.
It's crazy. It's fucking nuts. People are always complaining. Like I can't even make enough to supply the demand.
Yep.
Fuck. It's crazy. It's nuts. Hey, Billy, you making any of these? I hope so. You know, I got guys lined up for monsoon and monsoon pieds at fucking outrageous numbers, and they'll pay what I ask. I can't even make one for myself yet, but I got guys lined up to pay fucking huge dollars. Guess what? The first ones aren't going anywhere. I'm keeping the fucking things.
Yeah.
But guess what? Knowing that I'm in a project, and right now, if I made them, I could sell them for fucking stupid money. Okay? Stupid money.
Yeah.
And knowing that I could make 200-300K with a fucking clutch of them. I can't make a clutch of them. I'm 1 in 16 to hit the fucking things. Imagine that. If I made a clutch of them right now, I'd have $250,000, right out of the eggs. I wouldn't even have. I just cut them and go, oh, that's a monsoon pied. Here, Billy, transfer. I got $250,000 from fucking 6 fucking eggs. It's crazy,
bro. It's just people just don't
even make the fucking thing. I know what to do, and I still can't do it. You know, I gotta wait. I'm playing 1 in 16. You know. Next year, I think we'll be 1 in 8 because we got pied het monsoons. As soon as one of those males, now we're 1 in 8. How the fuck can I make 5 or 6 or 7 out of them out of 8 eggs with a 1 in 8 fucking chance? I can't. Crazy. There's so much money left on the table. People are like, oh, if I make a $5,000 snake, no one will buy it. You know what? Sit on the couch and keep making fucking excuses. Watch all us motherfuckers keep doing it. Oh my God.
And you know, and the people who are like with that mentality so fresh and coming into this hobby are not here 2-3 years down the road. You know what I mean? Like if you're already complaining and you haven't been in this, you know, within 2-3 years and you haven't even like bro, you should probably rethink things or reset things, join a Patreon page, figure your shit out for sure. Because dude, I'm telling you, the patience is the number one thing you have to accept when coming into this. And you got to understand that some things might not come to you. Like it's not guaranteed. Like nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing's guaranteed. But I'll tell you one thing. You put the work in, you love what you do, you keep learning, you keep grinding, you keep moving forward, you keep learning, you keep producing, networking, learning those business fundamentals, joining stuff. Wow. You know what? You're on a better roll that way than sitting on the couch and saying, oh, I can't do that. That will never happen. I'll never be a good photographer. Oh, I can't handle, I don't like people. I'll never do a show. Then don't do this. No one's forcing you to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Damn. You want to know you want to know something? What's crazy? And this hits, you gotta understand, like, I had different chapters in my life of, of things that I used to do. And I complained a lot when I was a DJ, bro. I bitched about other people getting gigs, and I complained. It was
everyone else's fault, right?
Yeah, exactly. I did, but it was really political, but because there's a lot of shit of who I was. But still, like, that just says so much on why I didn't get to where I really wanted to go in the music industry, because I just didn't fucking have I didn't have patience. I didn't, because I did just want the rock star life. Plain and simple. I like traveling. I like the free drugs. I liked all that shit. It was amazing. Don't get me wrong. But B, like, I just really wasn't in it for the right reason. Like, I wasn't in it to be an artist and just let me, like, make more music before being noticed. You know what I mean? Like, that just wasn't my game plan because of the whole party thing. I love partying, and I was young. But, like, it's being in this hobby now, my whole mindset's completely it's 180 now. It's like, like, I understand it. Like, I understand that, like, that kind of mindset was toxic. Like, it just, like, anything that you really want in life, it's not only worth it, but it comes to you when it's meant to be. Like, it happens when it happens.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. But patience will always pay off in this game. No 100%. Matter what, 110% patience will be your best friend in this hobby. And, obviously proper guidance, Patreon pages, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know what's funny? And here's the thing. I understand it's scary to jump. Okay. I understand it's scary to get into a business. Like, understand it's you're taking hard-earned money or, money savings or whatever, and you're investing it into something that you might not be great at yet, but you can learn. If you love it, you do it. What happens is there's so many people that are doing this, and they're doing it wrong, and they're telling people, oh, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. They're holding you back. And that's the thing is, you'll never hear me saying, oh, you know what, don't do it. You're not going to do well. I do it every day. I try to tell people how to do it. I try to set them up to see how to do it. There's so many people that are doing this, and that I've helped. I've looked at their collection. I've told them, hey, this is what I would do. Look at this. And they've already see a difference. I'm showing them how to do things. And there's so many people that have really changed what they've done and say, oh shit, I didn't know that, or the common one is, yeah, I know I have too many animals. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have this. Okay, well, if you know, why the fuck do you still have it? You know what? If you know there's a problem, instead of just letting the problem sit there, fucking change it. And that's the thing. People are now starting to change things and do things the right way. And they're going to see things that's going to happen over time in a positive, it's going to be a positive reaction to that action.
Right. And then, because I can tell you right now, how many people a part of your Patreon page are literally trying to take their collection to the very top. I mean, like,
well, I hope all of them, but if not, some of them just want to learn to learn how to grow, how to, and that's the thing is when and I even had somebody message me the other day, and they're like, hey, when I did my rant on that podcast about, you need to listen up, people, most of you were doing it wrong. He messaged me. He's like, hey, he's from the UK. And this was way back before I had a Patreon. And he's like, hey, mate, blah, 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 blah. I saw that. Great. Fucking just, it was fucking, the way they use their words, it was bloody splendid or something. You know what I mean?
I love how they talk, for sure.
Yeah, and, he said, yeah, it's just like what you told me years ago, how to set up. And he goes, I still use most of yours, and especially the one with one male to 4 females, and and start, doing this. I still use some of that and most of that theory that I taught him years ago. And he's I don't want to say his name, but he's very successful. He's making some crazy shit. And he's like, I just wanted to reach out and let you know, that because of you and your inspiration and stuff and what you taught me, 5 years down the road, he's still doing it and he's fucking doing incredible. It's like, and here's the thing. If you're sitting at home and you're like, I don't know, and you see an animal on Morph Market for $8,000, man, if I bought this is what I would do, or something like this. Watch the person, because when they buy it, they usually show it off on social media.
Yeah.
Watch what they do with it the following year. Learn, sit back, have your small collection grow, get that, like MJ said, interact with them, see if you really like it, see if you're good at feeding and keeping them as something you want to do.
Right.
Learn. See that guy, what he bought. Wow, look what I just bought. Then you see him, look what I made, look what I made. You sit there and calculate what he spent on that animal. You should know because you were looking at it last year. And then, wow, look at this animal. Look at this animal. Holy fuck. Here's a good guy to watch. Corey DeLong, CD Constrictors. Look what he's making. Look what he buys. Look what he makes with it. Tell me, you call him and say, hey, is it worth investing in ball pythons? Guy's a fucking monster now. It's like, wow. You buy this, you make this, you sell that, keep that. It just keeps multiplying exponentially year after year after year.
Oh.
I'll tell you, 9-10 years ago, I was making 100K. Now I'm making that a month. That was a year, now a month. It took the time. There's no way I could have went from 100K a year to 100K a month in a year. It takes fucking time, people. You got to hold back.
Mm-hmm.
And if I took that 100K a year and fucking took it out and didn't hold anything back, I guarantee you I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Yep. 100%.
You need to reinvest to build your business.
I know we were talking earlier about like old school mentality and whatnot. And this, I had, rest in peace, but my boy Forrest Fanning was like super, like his argument was like, nobody's really making a living off ball pythons. It's all bullshit. And Miguel was trying to argue with him so bad about this and was trying to, I remember we did have something scheduled where Miguel was going to come on with PayPal statements. Like he was about to say, hey, I'm not scared to show you motherfuckers what I'm actually making. And it was all ready to go. And of course, the one time Forrest backs out, he backs out during something where, Miguel has documentation. But dude, I'm telling you right now, like this game has changed a lot. Like we're in a different era now, man. And money is it.
When Forrest came to the facility, the old facility, he was like, dude, this is fucking impressive. Like,
right.
And yeah, I mean, it was, he was really like, saying, wow, man, this is really cool the way you have it and how you have people over and just the whole, everybody hanging out. It was a real cool time.
Yeah. It's such
you should have fucking come too, fucker.
Yeah. That was, I mean, shit. How was that? 2019 or 2018?
Oh, that was 18. Yeah. 2017, Justin came up. 2018, everyone else came. 19, of course, we didn't have.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta understand. It's, you know why I couldn't come is because I was working a 9 to 5. I was limited. Like I was in a part of my life where I just couldn't do things. But I'm doing shit full time now. I've been doing this is like my first year actually doing stuff full time. I'm not limited, and I'm not. It was a little scary a little bit, but I know my potential and I know the hobby's potential. I know how many hungry motherfuckers are out there wanting to get into this, and it's not going to slow down anytime soon, like whatsoever. And, if you're paying attention to people like Billy and Miguel and Justin, who are putting all their stuff out there, I'm not saying figures, but I'm just saying they're putting their work out there, and you should be able to put 2 and 2 together on what kind of fucking income this is providing. I mean, look at Justin's creating a whole nother room. I mean, God, he has like a Scarface fucking mansion type shit with his reptiles. Like, I can't wait to go visit him. Like, it's
crazy. Yeah.
It is fucking nuts, man. It's unreal. Now let me ask you this, Billy, with you, like I have a huge question, and what's crazy is because you are somebody who's so influential right now with your ball python projects. And I know you have you have a couple other stuff like boas and stuff, right? But are you breeding any boas right now or anything like
I'm
that?
going to, yeah. I just picked up a couple new ones, but yeah, that's just for me. I got a lot of other reptiles and lizards and stuff like that coming in just to sort of, have like another little bit of a collection, not really mainly to breed. Boas I will, but I got some other animals coming in just to enjoy and look at and learn, sort of take me away from the ball pythons a little.
Right. Keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy, yeah.
And the reason why I asked is because I feel like I wonder if there was ever a point where you maybe want to dabble into a market and see if you could turn it into what you've done with the ball pythons. Like, I know the boa market's big, but I don't know if there was maybe something that at some point in your career would want to do something like what you're doing with the ball pythons, and whether it be a fucking monitor or a lizard or a fucking, a boa. But I was just wondering if that ever crossed your mind at all. Like, have you ever thought like, there was anything out there you may be interested in trying to create some sort of a market like how you created with the ball pythons?
I'm not sure. I mean, one thing I can do, and I love talking about the ball pythons, is because it's my passion. I can tell you about how to turn it into make money. I can tell you how to grow it. I can tell you how to, what I do to, for husbandry, to keep them, what I recommend. What I've done. I don't think that my way is the only way. There's so many different things depending on the person. So I always say, hey, there's certain ways to do it. Most of the stuff that I say, I've tried. I've failed so many times. Now I know what to do. Obviously, it's working. You see what we do online. It's not edited. It's right there in front of you. I'm just real. And I know you can do this if you do it right, if you invest in the right stuff. And all these people that say you can't are the same people that don't get off the couch and invest. If Matt can show me he spent, $50,000 on 4 or 5 snakes, then I can probably show him how he went wrong. But in 8-9 years, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you, I've made cheap snakes and I've made expensive snakes. I can tell you that. You've seen it. I can tell you one thing. I'd rather be making high-end snakes and investing more money. You see me do it. Shit, this week alone, I spent $55,000 in a week. And that's only on 6 animals. 6 fucking animals. If there was no money in it, why am I dropping $55,000 on 6 fucking snakes? 6 snakes? So what? I can brag? What the fuck? I don't need the brag. Look what I got. Like it's because it makes money. It makes my collection grow. It makes my passion grow. It makes me, a leader in some of the stuff. I get to inspire people. I get an animal. I'm like, wow, look how crazy this is. That's why I do it. So if there's no money in it, why would I keep spending more? Why would I build a fucking facility? It doesn't make sense.
If anybody out there is like, man, I just don't see it. All you have to do is simply sit back, open your eyes, and see why somebody who could be in completely some different investment doing something else is so full blown into this game right here. You got to understand, a lot of these fucking top guys who are making this kind of impact is all about fucking, making that financial income for them. And they wouldn't be wasting their time. And I don't care if so many people are scared to say that, oh, I'm not into ball python to make money. You're lying. This is stupid. You're not the ball python. Yeah, there's people who collect ball pythons as pets, real small percentage, but the people who are spending $5,000, $10,000 on ball pythons are trying to make more $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 snakes. Plain and simple. That's just how it works. And that's not a bad thing. That's how this fucking hobby is going to evolve. And it is evolving. Plain and simple. I'm just saying, open your eyes. At this point, you just got to just pay attention and see that nobody's here to waste their own time, especially Billy. Like, why would Billy's up right now? It's already fucking, was it almost midnight over? It's 11 o'clock. But dude, he's here grinding. He's fucking fired up. I love it. And this is always Billy. Billy's always just fired up all the time. Always. But that being said, man, I mean, let me ask you this, Billy. So with this year going on, what shows have been happening? Or do you have any plans on attending any shows in Canada right now with COVID? I don't know. I know there's been different and things are hitting the fan over here in the US again, but what's happening with the shows in Canada right now with you, or what's going on with that?
We just had one. Okay. We just had one, and we had a lot of things that we had to adhere to: social distancing, wearing a mask, limited vendors, lots of space. We had animal services that were there to make sure that there wasn't two animals housed in the same enclosure, that the enclosures or any of the things that the animals were in or to be sold in were too small for the animal. So they were there just looking out for the animals as well, right? And just going. And it was great turnout. They actually had it where they had ticket slots of time where, 9 to 11, 11 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, I believe. You would have a different color wristband. You came in, as soon as that time was up, you had to leave. And it went really well. I was really impressed with the way it was, structured and the event staff, the way it was coordinated. It went really well. So there's another one September the 19th. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But the best part about it was seeing so many people that didn't come to the facility or that isn't someone that is close by. People drove for 3-4 hours, people from Montreal. It was nice to actually have physical confrontation with people. So
yeah, I bet that was a good change for a while, for having to go through what we've been going through for fucking I don't know how long now.
Mm-hmm.
Like never ending. Now, with people visiting your facilities, I mean, how far are you from like an airport or something like that? Where are you located actually?
Oh, from YYZ, which is Toronto International Airport, Pearson, 11 minutes from my door. And then there's one called Billy Bishop, which is a smaller airport. I think I'm 14 minutes to my door.
Really?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm 11 to 12 minutes to the expo.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Man, gotta love it.
Yeah, man.
All right. So Billy, my one thing I do want to talk about is when we were just mentioning, the Husbandry Pro app, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you are like kind of working with, like that it hasn't come out yet, or anything that you're dabbling with now that's kind of in relation to like documentation keeping or anything that could better the us keeping reptiles or breeding ball pythons or anything like that?
Say that one more time.
So like the Husbandry Pro app that you work with, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, right? Like, is there anything else that you're working with that you're kind of putting to the test to see like if it works for you, like that you haven't mentioned?
Well, I've said it before. I mentioned it back in December last year. Da Vinci Boa, the supplement.
Oh yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm using that. Another thing too is we've been using ZooMed electrolyte soak for reptiles.
Okay.
So especially with males that are breeding, and I mean, I don't push them super hard, but I mean, I breed all year round. So sometimes they'll go off of food for a while. Now, when even though there's a water dish in your enclosure, your tub or your aquarium or what have you, they will go over and they will drink. But they usually don't drink enough that they need to stay hydrated. Most of the water content comes from the prey they eat. So if they're not eating, you will see them get a little bit more dehydrated because they're not going to go over and drink so much.
Right.
So, they do get a little dehydrated when they're not eating for a period of time. So with the Da Vinci Boa, it sort of helps. It's a supplement. It sort of, instead of having nothing go through, we've been utilizing that and also giving it this reptile soak, nice warm water for about, 30, 35 minutes. Great improvement. It's hydrating the animals, with the Da Vinci Boa. It's been very, I'd say 70% or more successful to get the animals starting to eat. And it's just something that we can do. Yes, it costs a little bit of money, and yes, it takes time, but I want the best for my animals. And if I can do little tiny things, and I see even if 1 out of 5 animals, I would still do it because I got 1 out of 5 animals to be healthier than they were by doing shit. So.
Yeah, I did ask around, because I was curious about this Da Vinci syrup, and I wanted to know the true reason why somebody would want to have to use that on a snake. And some people look at it to where like there's no reason to have to make a snake want to eat. A snake will eat when it wants to eat, right? So, I mean, I feel like with some people thinking that it's like more of like you forcing the snake to want to do something it doesn't want to do. What do you think of that? Like, I mean, and this is just a different opinion. So what do you think, as far as that goes? Like, do you feel like you should just kind of let Mother Nature do its thing and like it'll eat when it wants to eat? Or do you feel like this is an actual supplement? Like this could actually better a snake and, and whatnot, because you understand it hasn't been around too long, right? So it's not like we've had snakes been using this for years or anything like that. So,
well, I believe Richard has been using it on his boas for years and years and years.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I've been using it now for over a year, and I've seen animals that haven't eaten in 7, 8 months, 9 months, a year. Not lose any body fat, not lose anything, just there, not eat. Like literally not eat. I'm like, what the fuck? Poop, 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 bam, now I'm breeding them.
Right.
They're eating, they're healthy. There's probably a number of reasons why animals go off of food. It could be a bunch of reasons.
Yeah, they're animals.
Yeah. If I can do something, because it's not normal for an animal not to eat. So if I can do something, whether it's the cure or not, but just me knowing as a keeper that I'm doing something, and as a result it eats, whether it's a coincidence or not, I feel that's what I want to do, because I'm doing something that's making an animal do something that it should be on its own. So I can let it sit there and not eat and let it drop dead in the 2 years because it didn't eat. Or I could do something to try, because your animal will get dehydrated if it does not eat for a long period of time.
Right.
It's not getting the water content. It's not good. It's not good to have organs and not have anything pass through them, not working. Like, what are they doing? There are no digestives. They're not. I mean, you have an animal that doesn't eat for 8 months, and then it finally eats, and you give it a big rat. It could have problems digesting. It could regurge. It could be very lethargic. I'm not really sure, but
what about hatchlings? Like, what about snakes that just haven't eaten their first meal? Have you done any of that yet?
Oh, so yeah. I mean, I don't use Da Vinci on hatchlings at all. That's just for my, anything like 800 grams and up. I've never done that for hatchlings. So with hatchlings, I skip the pinkies. I go right to fuzzies. And if they don't eat fuzzies, I'll try like a ASF hopper, or other people use a mouse hopper. And then we'll try switching them over. We've also did a trick with the pure vanilla extract. You just put a little drop of it on the back of the neck of the rat. And that has worked like tremendously. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, really? Yeah, it's crazy. And it's funny because other people are like, holy fuck, Billy, it worked. I'm like, yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy? It's nuts. I mean, the funny thing is if I'm the type of person, I would rather try it and find out, but when I started talking about Da Vinci boa, I mean, I was giving that to like 70, 80 snakes, and out of the blue, 40, 50 snakes started eating like that. And I'm like, wow. And month after month, I'm like, wow. And more animals. I'm like, this is crazy. And I talked about it, and I'm still getting the same success. Now, not every single animal will you can do it. They won't, but like I said, if 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 5 were doing it, but I'm getting like 7, 8 out of 10 animals on it. Some no, but there could be other underlying issues. There could be something in the metabolism. It could be, who knows? They could have some bacteria. Who knows? I mean, but with doing all this extra stuff and I see results, that makes me feel like I'm instead of saying, you know what, why bother to do it? They'll eat when they fucking want to eat. If I can intervene and do little things and make them eat, I feel that's my job as a keeper.
Respect.
That's just me, and not many other people will want it, but I see a benefit. It works. I swear by it, and no one else wants to use it. I don't give a shit. My collection, my animals, I'm spending the money, I'm putting in the time, and I'm getting better results. So
it reminds me how there's different type of chondro keepers too, where some don't believe in assist feeding or force feeding, meaning like if it doesn't eat in 2 months, if it doesn't want to eat, it doesn't want to eat. But some people feel like they could do something about it. And it's been proven, like there's people who've had to assist feed neos and whatnot and got them thriving after that. So, I feel like if you could do something about it and you want to do something about it, it doesn't hurt. But I feel like the ones that aren't too happy about the Da Vinci syrup are the kind of people who aren't happy with the production you're doing with ball pythons, period. So now you found a way to even do even more ball pythons. So I'm sure that even pisses them off. You know what I mean? Or, it's just, you're maximizing, you know what I mean? And that's not a bad thing. You're in this for the long run, and you're in here because you want to max out. I mean, this is what you're doing. So
yeah, I mean, if somebody doesn't want to do it, then don't. I'm not sitting there going, oh, if you don't use Da Vinci boa to get your animals eating, you're a fucking idiot. You're doing it wrong. You're a bad keeper. No. Do what works for you.
Right.
But all these people, I can't believe he's doing that. Well, they're my fucking animals. Yeah. I feel that doing it is a benefit to their health and what they're doing. I enjoy it. And yeah, at a cost and some time, but that's what I do. I want to do it. I see benefits. That's why I do it. If I didn't and it didn't work, why the fuck would I keep doing it?
Right.
Exactly. I've seen it. I've actually had other people that I brought it in for that they've had issues. And they're like, holy fuck, Billy, this is awesome. I'm like, yeah, thanks. They're happier. The customers aren't stressed. The snakes are probably better, healthier. It's a win-win. So, if people don't want to do it, then don't. But don't go bitch. That's like me. Oh, somebody did this. Oh, let me talk about it. I've never done it before, but I'm going to shout my fucking mouth off. Yap, 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 yap. I look like a fucking idiot because I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never done it, but I'm going to give fucking my advice on it, even though I've never done it. Fucking people. Why don't you do it and say, hey, it didn't work for me? Cool. Then it didn't work for you. But you can't tell me that it doesn't work for me. It's like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I love people that talk about shit they've never done. That's the best part. Oh, that never works. Holy fuck. You know what's funny? Hey, Matt, you know what's funny? I'm going to be listing 2 animals. One is 16. I'll probably put it for $15,000. And the other one I'll put for about 20. I guarantee you they're sold by the fucking weekend. But no one buys $5,000 snakes, motherfucker. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Don't test this man. I'm telling you. It's not even a game, bro. It's
crazy.
It's funny. What did we say when we were on the phone? You're like, man, because when you lost your account, your Instagram account, wasn't somebody trying to do a fucking GoFundMe or something like that, or like somebody or something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, bro, and you're like, dude, I was not gonna ask for money if it came to. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody was the scammer was going around saying, hey, yeah, I've set up a GoFundMe. Can you send money? It's like, wow. Just like this morning, I got somebody messaging me. It's like, hey, I got some animals, are you interested? They're beautiful. I'll give you a really good price. I'm like, sure, send me the price list or whatever. Send me, what do you have? And what are you into? I'm like, ball pythons. And I knew it was a scammer right there because it's just a moron. And I go to their Facebook page and I look and all their posts are, they have 8 or 9 posts and they're all posted on the same day. Like, you know what? Like, you're a fucking moron.
Or it looks like this. Look at that sick ass branding. What the fuck is that? You want to give money to somebody who puts this much effort into their fucking brand, bro? It looks like a 4-year-old fucking traced this and crayon. Like, this is ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, I feel like a lot of people just are so gung ho about wanting to get that next pickup that they just put their guard down sometimes. And that's okay
Yeah.
to be excited, but just don't be dude. It's easy to get duped in this shit. It's
Yeah.
really easy.
And there's a lot of guys buying animals. I don't want to say, but I mean, there was something on. There's a big controversy going, but a guy was buying animals from other people, and then 6 months later selling them. Het desert ghost. Het this. Het that. It's like, dude, that's a snake I sold you. You fuck. It has no het desert ghost. Like, how the fuck does it get a het? Like, you haven't even bred the fucking thing. You got to watch, man, because these people will do this. And let's put it this way. Their mentality and their mindset is so fucking small. They think that, oh, I'm gonna scam 5 or 6 people and make 10 grand. Oh, I'm the king shit. I could wipe my ass with 10 fucking grand a month and still fucking do well. Like, it's crazy how people try to scam people for, like, if you put enough effort into the scamming and actually did something proper and actually gave a shit, you would make way more than 10 grand here and there, or, avoiding this and change. It's just, it's sad. And then people get taken advantage of. But, these scammers are out there taking advantage of people that are not, you got to learn where to buy from, do some research, look at stuff.
Ask around. I also said too, like, look in the comments, man. Like, you just got to understand, like, some people will tell you the truth in the comments. And, like, look, when somebody messaged me about that snake on that fucking weirdo's account, I looked and, like, there was a couple lingers where, like, people were like, this isn't his snake, and I don't think he caught it in time. But as soon as I messaged him, then he fucking, everything, like, it all just went away, So, but yeah, it's just like, you just got to just pay a little extra time paying attention, versus just being so excited about picking up a snake. Because if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. You know what I mean? Especially if it's somebody, especially if it's somebody you haven't been talking to. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I guess,
and what sucks is there's so many new and upcoming breeders that have amazing stuff. And you know what? I mean, I get so many people like that. Anybody buying a snake from the US, from Canada? Hey, man, do you know this person? Yep. Are they for legit? Yep. I got to give them the red flag, the thumbs up, And if the thing is, if I don't know these people, I'm like, I haven't even heard of them. Fuck, I was hoping, I really want this snake, and I can't help you. I don't know of them, right? But, I mean, if you market yourself, I mean, especially if you're in Canada, like, I try to follow all my Canadian people. Well, now I got to start all over. I can only, follow 100 and some odd people a day. But that's not my goal. It's like, I got to wake up and follow 100 people to catch up. Like, I do it when I have time. I'll go through, follow, and I do that. But if you're not producing stuff or posting stuff that I notice you, then you're not doing it right. Like, I should be able to see you on my post or someone else's post.
Dude, Billy fucks with everybody. Like, Billy follows, I will give respect because Billy follows a lot of people, and a lot of other people don't. Like me, like, I know I just know. But
yeah, I'm following boa people now. I follow some. Well, I started following tarantula people and lizard people. Into that because I like seeing the animals. Right. And now I've started, and I think I'm at like 2,000 people I'm following now.
Nice. Respect.
No, 1,227. So I'm following a third of what's following me. Before I had like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people I followed, so I do that, man. I mean, I don't do follow for follow. I follow because you got shit that I want to see, Let
me ask you a question, Billy, and this will be my wrap-up question before we get into the hot seat questions. But for people out there who haven't been in it for too long, but they're in it and they're making what should be $5,000-$10,000 snakes, but they're having a hard time selling their snakes, and they can't figure out what it is, and different scenarios, I'm sure, right? But what advice do you have for?
Where'd you go? MJ? It says, you are in the show. Everyone can still see and hear you. Where did
happens that quick? It happens that quick. I'm sorry. Okay, but what do you remember what I was? Okay, so but what advice do you have for anybody who's literally in the dark with the production that they have, and they just maybe don't know how to push it or how to get it noticed or whatever the case may be?
Okay, well, put it this way: you got to set yourself up. Okay, so if you're buying, if you're in the position to make $10,000 animals, to sell $10,000 animals, that means you've got a big, a nice collection. You've got some great animals. You're holding some of the stuff back so that you actually, have stuff for sale.
Right.
You didn't do that. Buy the animals yesterday and produce them today. Okay. It's taken you a year, 2 years, even if you bought proven breeders, it's still going to take you, within 8 months to a year to breed them again. Okay. You should be on there, on social media. You should be posting stuff. Look at the pairings. We have a phone that's, glued to our hip every day. It's in our hands. Fuck, we never put them down. If you can't take a picture of one of your high-end animals and post it, which takes minutes, you don't deserve to sell $10,000 animals. And if they're not selling, well, that's on you, because I'm going to go look. It's like, oh, who is this guy? Let me see if he has an Instagram. Oh, 2 pictures. What the fuck? Like, who is this guy? That's a scammer,
Right.
Even if I know you, I mean, that's the thing. People are going to call me. It's like, hey, do you know this guy? The guy's selling a $10,000 snake. And if I don't know who you are, I'm not going to verify you. And even if you only have 1 or 2, it's like, yeah, I know the fucking guy. I'd be pissed to fucking, like, you know what? Why do I have to do that work? Why are people calling me under my precious time and I'm helping you sell a $10,000 snake when you can't fucking help yourself and take your own pictures? Get involved with the amazing community. Get into live chats. Come on to live streams. Support channels like you, me, Brian Barczyk, Miguel, Justin. Ozzy has a fucking a YouTube now. Support others. Like, be a part of the fucking community. You want to take money from other people in the community. What the fuck are you giving back? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit there and you do nothing and say, yeah, he's cool. Thanks, Billy. I'm fucking making dough. What the fuck? Why? You fucking do it. People shouldn't have to call me and say, hey, this guy has 2 followers, but he says he knows you. He bought the animals from you. Yeah, he did. I feel like, what? Fuck this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, put the fucking work in, start getting a morph market page. If here's the thing, if you are set up to make high-end animals and you only invest money in those animals and you don't invest time in branding yourself, promoting yourself, giving out and joining our community, you don't deserve to sell those $10,000 animals. You really don't.
Yeah, I would say right now, man, for sure. If you're somebody who's like, why can't I get noticed or what's going on, and you don't have a morph market account, you're definitely fucking shooting yourself in the foot. Because I've said I have not sold morph market. I sold anything on morph market because I haven't had you in the last year, but I still have an account and I'm ready to use it. I'm ready to use it if I need to use it. And I sold my first season. I sold all my animals off morph market. So morph market is the most crucial thing and vital thing to you establishing an audience of people looking at your work.
I don't know if I said it on my live stream or I said it on Patreon. Here's the thing. You should, if you were getting into breeding, okay, and you're going to be breeding and having babies for sale in the next year, go fucking get an account, register.
Right.
Well, because one, what are you doing? You're supporting a fucking a platform that is
huge,
a game changer for what we do. And here's the thing. If you sign up 20, 50, 100, whatever it is, you're using Morph Market more than fucking probably anyone else because you're on there wondering what to buy, using the fucking genetic calculator. You're utilizing that. Help fucking support them. And guess what? When you do put an animal in, user or member since 2020. Cool. In 2022, you know, you signed up a week ago before you put your animals up. I mean, like that looks like a fucking red flag, you know? Help promote. I mean, you know what? Like this industry ain't going anywhere. If you can't afford $50 fucking dollars or $100 or whatever, I mean, I'm at the $1,000 level because that's where I should be. But if you can't go in one of the lower tiers, but you're producing $10,000 animals, you're not setting your business up properly. If you're spending that kind of money to produce 10,000 animals and you don't have a logo, you're not promoting yourself, you're not into the community, you're not posting on fucking social media, you're going to fail in this business because you're not treating it like a business. This is fucking work.
Yeah.
You know why I do what I do? Because I fucking work. I don't give up. I keep going, but I love what I do. And you know what? I deserve everything I fucking get.
100%. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And you know what? I work fucking hard for it. And the thing is yeah, I you know what? I can step back and slow down a little, but guess what? I don't want to yet. You know, that's for me to decide. No one's pushing my buttons. Oh, I got to catch up to Justin. I don't even try to fucking make the same shit as those guys. They make amazing stuff. I try to do my own thing, and they're not trying to catch up with me. That's the mentality that we all have. We're doing our own fucking things, people. We enjoy what we're doing. We're not trying to compete. We're just fucking people that love what we do, and we're doing our own thing because that's what we want. You know what? Everyone else, oh, I got to do this, and I got. If you're getting into stuff and trying to make stuff to compete against someone else, you're not going to do well. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do, and fuck everyone else.
I feel like the breeder tree doesn't have a top. Everything just levels out and branches off. You know what I mean? And I feel like
it keeps going here, another level, another level.
Like there's no level to anything. Like no matter how high you are in the tree, you are doing you get to a certain point where you're on nobody's level but your own level, and that's what you should want to do. And then that what creates other people looking at you like, wow, I want to be on your level. But at the end of the day, you want to be on your level. Like you want to be on something that you're meant to be. And looking at Billy's level, looking at Miguel's level, Justin's level, Ozzy's level, that will motivate you to get to your level. But that, you know, your level will be like nothing anyone else. Like it will be your own creation. That should be your goal, I feel like, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, like, you know, I'm sure Justin has his own way to do certain things, and so do I, and everyone's different, but we're all successful at it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do everything. Oh, you know, I guarantee you the way I do my things is different than Miguel's, different than everyone else. Garrett DeMeyer, you know, there's so many people doing different things, but guess what? We're all doing well. What does that tell you? There's more than one fucking way to do things. But I'll tell you one thing. All those people that I mentioned and then some, guess what? They all fucking work. They all try to learn and get better. They put their heart in. They're passionate. They work and they grind and they keep continuing to grow and do things that they want to do, not someone else. It's you know, get your head straight, you know. If you're doing that, oh, I got to get into this gene because he has it. Oh, I got to make those before he does. Why? You both fucking make them. They'll both fucking sell. It's not like, you know, there's only one person buying it and whoever, I mean, if that was the case, yeah, it'd be a fucking grind. I don't know if I'd even be excited. Oh, fuck, he beat me to it. Now I got to sit on this thing for another year until someone else wants it. No, man. Yeah. It's like, fuck, man. Like you make something, you know, crazy. You wish you made 10 more, but you can't, you know? And when you can make 10 more, there's 50 more people that want them now. It's crazy. You can't supply this fucking demand, and it's amazing.
I always look at it like this. What I'm making, nobody else is making. Yeah, there's probably the same genetics out there, but nobody is making what I'm making because it's my own fucking shit. Like, it's what I'm making. So, you know, I don't limit anything. Like, yeah, oh, well, you're working with, you know, snakes that are, you know, in the $500 market. Well, why are they selling for $1,200, $2,000, you know, for $1,500 to $2,000, you know, because it's not only it's what you're putting that $200-$300 snake into that's developing into a snake that's potentially going to take another project to the $10,000, $15,000, $30,000 market. You know what I mean?
There's so many people that don't even want to do that. They're like, oh, if I do this and I make hats and I got to hold stuff back, and Yeah, it's called future. It's called investing in yourself.
In
It's
yourself.
called taking your $300 snake to another level. Oh, but then that takes time. Then I got to do this. Then I got to get more space. Then I got to feed it. It's going to take more time. Yeah. And if you don't want to do that, you're not going to turn it into a business.
Right.
Oh, I have my own business. What do I do? Breed snakes. I just spend money and fucking it just comes rolling in. I do shit. I sit on my couch and it just rolls in. No, you got to work on social media, branding, learning, feeding, cleaning. Holy fuck. Like it doesn't end.
Yeah. And like I said, some people won't ever get it because they'll never get to that point. And that's fine. But don't knock down people who are in the grind, people who are investing $5,000, $10,000 and proving the other naysayers wrong. You know, the ones who never sold a snake for $5,000, God bless them. And it's not that you can't figure it out. You know, even if you've been in this game for 10 years, whatever, you can still do it. But don't fucking knock on other people who've been in the game for a year or two and they're already doing it. You know what I mean? That's like, I mean, whatever.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing. Every year I keep, you know, motivating myself and taking my collection and what I hold back and what I make and what I buy to another level. I keep wanting to elevate myself and move forward. I don't do that by just sitting back. You know, I got to produce animals. I got to make those creations. I mean, there's a lot of double and triple recessives I made with 3, 4, 5 gene combos. They're not doing nothing now except sitting in a rack for 2 years. But when I breed them, watch the fuck out. You know,
right.
How did you make that animal? Well, 2 years ago I made this. Why would you do that? You could have did this. Well, this is the reason why. Oh, I would have done it the other way. Yeah, that's why I'm where I'm at. That's where you are. Right. Like it's, you know.
I kept saying it, but there's levels to this shit. There are complete, like there's literally like departments, like there's like leagues. I guess leagues. Like there's definitely like, you know, you have little league, you have caps, you know, all the way down to t-ball. You know, like and there's room for everybody. Like, hello, yay, everyone's a part of this sport. You know what I mean? Trapping's a sport. Fuck. But what I'm saying is like, dude, don't limit yourself. Like you never know. You could come in at the T-ball league and within 2 years jump yourselves up into the majors somehow because you didn't limit yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, it's just like I said, shout out to everyone out there who's motivated, stay motivated, don't get discouraged, you know, and just keep the patience. I feel like the patience is one thing that could get lost, man. And you know, and you could get lost. Like once you lose the patience, your mind starts to get lost, you know, and then you start
to overthink stuff or underthink.
Or start looking at your following. You start, you know, like, you know, you start just a lot of things come into play. How can I know this more? And blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, and it's like, dude, things come. Just don't lose the patience and, you know, stay motivated, man. Be a part of Patreon pages and stay on top of shit. Watch podcasts. I'm telling you right now.
You got to learn. And if you're going to invest, make sure you're ready to invest. Make sure you're set up. Make sure you know what you're doing. I mean, there's so many people that understand it, but then they don't implement it. And there's other people that just do it and then they find out later. You know, there's ways to do this. And I mean, set yourself up, you know, to do well. And, you know, that is like, you know, would you rather build a step on a ladder and stand on it when you don't know if it's going to hold you or not? Or would you rather take your time and build a solid step, knowing that when you stand on it, you can start building the next one and moving up? If you're building something that, you know, you don't know, I mean, you could go 1 or 2 levels and then fucking come down crashing. I'd rather get to one level or one a step and build it strong. So when I go on it, I know it's going to support me to get to the next level. And then once I'm secure there, I go up and I keep going up. If you build yourself fucking, you know, wonky, you know, you don't know when you're going to fall. And the higher you're up and the harder you fall down. You got to do it smart, man. And there's no shortcuts to this shit. We don't have any tricks where we can take an animal, blow it up to 1,500 grams in 6 months and breed the fucking thing. We do the same thing you guys do. We got to fucking wait too. All the animals I buy as hatchlings. I mean, here's the thing. I have a fucking leopard monsoon female. She's like 1,100 grams. She's a 2019. Believe me, if I had a way to make her breed in the last 2 years, I would. I feed her like all my other animals. You know, she'll breed for me next year. Do I wish she bred for me last year? Fuck yes.
Right.
There's no shortcuts. You see the shit I hold back. You see when I breed them. There is no shortcuts. We do the same fucking things as you guys, except we don't have that initial 2-3 years to wait. We've done that. Now it's just year after year, just fucking next level, next level, next level. But we're doing the same shit you are. We got to wait. You know, JKR hits a fucking crazy animal. Oh my God, look at this female. Wow, it's fucking nuts. It's in his hold duck rack, growing up, feeding it every week, cleaning it, waiting to breed it in 18 months to 2 fucking years. We don't have any shortcuts. We got to do the same shit you do.
Right.
It's that simple, man. Like, you know, it's the big breeders got it easy. No, we do the same thing you got to do.
Right.
It's that it. I mean, that's reality, people.
It sure is. Oh, this is amazing shit, man. I got to hit you with some did we do hot seat questions last time? I didn't do the research and see if we ever did it last time, but we're going to do them anyways. I just don't think we ever got.
Might have. I don't know.
You're one of my very first guests. You're like, I think my first, like within my first 10 episodes for sure. So I don't think I hit you with these, but I did kind of customize them just a little bit because I kind of know the answers to what some of these hot seat questions, but I'm going to hit you with the hot seat questions right now before you head out, Billy. Okay. So, don't need an explanation. Don't go all JP on me. Just go ahead and just hit me with the you know.
Who's that?
Yeah. Motherfucker didn't make it. Apparently, he was supposed to drop in for a little bit, but you know he's daddy of the year right now. He's doing big things with his daughters. Yeah. Shout out to JP. But all right, here we go. Hot seat questions for Billy coming in hot. Here we go. Regular rat or ASF?
Regular. Cut
on day 52 or cut on day 55?
52.
All right. You big flexor or no flexor? You big flex, bro, all day.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I do. Yeah. I can't help it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not it. Flex is some people are just born to flex, even if they're not even trying to. I'm just telling you. It is what it is. It's a gift. Sports or no sports?
It's all sports all day. Fuck.
Okay, cool. Football or baseball?
Football.
Okay. Favorite football team?
Green Bay Packers.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you're a Brett Favre fan, I'm assuming, right?
Well, I used to, yeah, like Dan Mjexoticscartal, Brett Favre. I mean, you know,
I'm old school Packers.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been a Packer fan since 18 years old, man. So, you know, 33 years, baby.
Steak or fish?
Steak.
White wine or red wine?
Neither.
Nice. Coffee or no coffee?
Oh, cold coffee.
Okay. Cold brew or hot coffee?
I prefer hot.
Okay. Breakfast eater or not breakfast eater?
Definitely breakfast eater.
Okay, cool.
Any time of day.
Anytime. I'm like me. I'll go to Denny's. I'll get breakfast all day, every day. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I can eat pancakes all the time. Eminem or Machine Gun Kelly?
I go Machine Gun. Yeah, you know what? I mean,
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna
do? I like Eminem for so long, but I mean, some of his stuff, man. I mean, I don't know.
All right, you're good. I can't argue that. I can't argue that. West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
West Coast.
Okay, cool. Little word association. First thing to come to mind: milk.
Milk, cookies.
Cocoa.
Husk.
Stuck shed.
Stuck shit?
Stuck shed.
I don't know. Stuck shed. Fuck. I don't know. Peeling. I don't know.
Ultra Mill or Monarch?
Oh, Ultra Mill.
All right. One thing has to go forever, and I mean forever. And this is a tricky one because I know you have huge support on both, but Facebook or Instagram, which one would you get rid of if you had to pick one?
Oh, to get rid of? Facebook all day long. I can't stand Facebook.
Damn. There you have it.
Fucking hate it. Facebook is just toxic.
Dude. Billy, we had for a while well over 120 people viewed in for this, loving it.
Awesome.
Man, a lot of support, bro. You got a lot of people who fuck with you, a lot of people who love your realness. So what do you have to say to all your supporters out there, all your Patreon members who are watching, everyone who loves what you're doing? What do you have to say to all those people out there?
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't believe in yourself, learn. I don't know. There's so much. I mean, I don't fucking stop talking, man. That's the thing. You're the one tapping out on me. But no, I mean, it just believe in yourself. You know, do what you want to do. I mean, if you don't want to take this to a business, don't. But if you do, treat it like a business, you know?
Right.
What business do you don't have to invest in? What business do you open that you don't have to put time in? You know, I mean, fuck, you ask a business owner, they fucking grind. They're working, they're learning, they're putting effort and long time in. But you know what? After years and years of all that, it pays off. You know, all these people in for the short ride, wrong hobby, man.
Wrong hobby.
And if you are in for the short ride and you do it right and you see the money that comes in, you won't be here for the short ride because you're going to be like, holy fuck, this is nuts. Billy's fucking right. Whoa. You know, 10 years later, it's like, I can't, holy fuck. Yeah. You know, the people that are in for the short ride don't learn, don't do it right. And that's why they leave, because they, you know, collections for sale. That's not a fucking collection. That's like fucking like, you know, when I look at a list on a collection and there's like, you know, out of 20 animals, there's like not even one that I would buy.
Right.
That's not a fucking collection. It's not. And I'm not talking about like, you know, you got to set it up properly. It's just people just buy shit. Why do you have this? Oh, because it was thrown in with the female. Why do you think that is? It's because he's smart and doesn't want the fucking thing. That's why he threw it in. Why do you have it? Oh, well, I don't know. You're going to breed it? No. Oh, you're going to keep it and feed it? Why do you think people give these animals, oh, I'm such a nice guy. He just gave me this free male. No, it's because
come on. Like, yeah, come on.
Sucker here.
Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper, okay? Figure this out here just a little bit. That's so true. Oh, my God.
It happens all the time. Why do you have this animal? Oh, it was thrown in with the female. Why do you still have it? Oh, I don't know. I probably won't breed it, but then why do you have it? It's costing you money and space and time. Get it the fuck out. You could have sold that instead of feeding it $10 a month. How long have you had it? 6 months? Okay, well, there's $60 in rats, you know? Yep. You can sell the thing for 50. Now you're still down $10. What the fuck? Get rid of the thing, you know?
It adds up.
It adds up, man. And when you do that times 10, that's expensive.
Yeah.
It happens though, man. But people need to learn, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. Like, not everybody wants to be on my Patreon. Not everybody believes in my Patreon. I don't even try really pushing my Patreon. The people that are there know that they get value. I get so many people that I help out. I've saved tons of stuff, you know, and I really want that to be, I'm sort of revamping everything to have it like a platform of more of teaching the business end and how to build a strong collection and what to do and how to do it. And I've tried to get a media manager, social media manager, and someone to help me with all this that, you know, can take what's in my head and put it in a sort of a platform with visual aids and, you know, like a text and video and some sort of like a curriculum. So I'm working on some stuff. Yeah, because there's so many people doing it wrong. And it sucks because people love this and they put money in. And a lot of people put money in that they don't even have. And year after year, they're just, I did okay. You shouldn't be doing this to do okay. You should be doing this to do well and enjoying it and be happy and growing and you know, because I know how it sucks being on the shitty end, right? And you know, I don't know. It's just I just want people to do well. Our industry is growing, and one reason why it's growing is because people are sharing and welcoming people. And you know, we're not. I mean, there's still a lot of shitty stuff that goes on, but not like it used to be. You know, because if you told me 10 years ago this is how our industry would be, I would have laughed at you. You're a fucking moron. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're gonna take pictures of shit and talk online, and yeah, whatever. You're fucking on glue. You know, wait till you see a triple recessive. What? We were scared to make like 5-6 gene combos, thinking that they would have been genetically defective and fucked up. You know, because we were afraid. Like, you know, well, you know why we haven't seen a double recessive before is because it's probably, you know, it can't happen. Like, fuck, back in 2001, and you know.
I can only imagine how big that list got of people who said, well, that, you know, that has to happen. We haven't seen this. And like, I mean, how many throughout the years, how many of those people have you just seen just like fucking just be proven wrong at this point? Like, damn, it's wild.
I don't know, man. I mean, I love the way the community is. I love how, you know, when you know, people getting other people on and sharing their views, their opinions and stuff. It's great seeing people supporting others, and being there and wanting to see other people do well, because a lot of people, so I got taken advantage of. I had a lot of hard times, the first 8, 9, 10 years. Now other people they've done it wrong. So what I love seeing? It's like, hey man, you see it in the chat, even in my Patreon, I do crowdcast. So we'll have questions and answers. So people will make a question, and before I get to it, you see other people commenting and helping out, like, oh yeah, you should always do this or don't do that. Oh, hey, I bought so many males at first, and don't worry, we all make that mistake, but I love seeing other people that made a mistake, and when they realize they made a mistake, now there's helping other people not make the mistake that they made. So we keep doing this down the road. People that are going to get in and say, hey, what's the best way? How should I start getting into ball pythons? Oh, I would recommend buying a female, and 5 years down the road, more people are going to get into this industry, which is going to grow so much, and they're going to not have to go through all the bullshit that we've had to. They're going to get better info before they start getting into their journey. And I think that's going to be better and more welcoming, and say, hey man, I got into this industry and everyone wants to help my business do well. This is so awesome. There's friendly people and this is so much fun. Not like going in and fucking, hi, look at my new second snake that I bought. Why is it in a tank? You're a fucking moron. Why is there no heat? And they just get their ass fucking torn apart. Like, what the fuck? Why did I buy a ball python? It's like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, holy shit, she was just showing off, or he was just showing off their first purchase of their snake. They're so happy. And instead of being happy, you guys tear them a fucking asshole, rip right open. It's wow. And it's scary, right? And now this person's like, fuck this. I don't want, they probably just took the snake and gave it back. I want a refund. Fuck snake people. Right?
But you're not even lying, man. But all right, Billy, thank you so much for tapping in, bro. You are amazing. I'm looking forward to round 3. And because it's never a dull moment, man. I learned so much from you, and you got to understand how much I appreciate your energy, and I appreciate how you're always trying to help people, because as much as patience helps you out, so does being a good person in this hobby. Because I can tell you right now, it does come back around. And Billy, if it's one thing that I pay close attention to, is there are breeders who've been in this just as long as you and do produce probably just as much as amazing stuff as you do, but they're not here to help people like you are. And I feel like,
but you don't have to. You don't have to.
No, but I'm saying
I don't have to do what I do. I do it because I want to. And that's the thing. I can do things like, oh, I wish more people were like Billy. Yeah, but then I wouldn't be unique. And I like to be unique. So, there's nothing wrong. Like, I know how busy I am. And literally, I have no life. This is what I do. Like, I do this. If I wasn't on the phone with you right now, I'd be on the phone or on the computer. This is what I do 7 days a week. It's me. It consumes me. I love it. I feel that's where I need to be right now. And other people, like Justin has a big family. He doesn't have the time, and I'm sure what he's doing and what I'm doing. He's got you can't compare us. Like I do this because it's something I want to do. And then as soon as I don't want to do it anymore is when I'm going to make that decision. But I've always wanted to help people because I never had it getting here. And it sucks. And I see people, I want people to be as excited as me, cutting their first clutch and going, oh my God, I actually hit that animal. 4 years I wanted to hit this. And, they can't do it if they're not set up right, or they don't last 4 years. I want to see them last 4 years. I want to see them do this right. And you can do it. I mean, there's so many people doing this, and once you learn how to do it right, and depending on what you want to do, that's what you need to do. You need to know what you want to do, where you want to go, and how you're going to achieve it. And then you start chipping away and working towards it. But I do it because I love it, and it's what I want to do. And that's just me, right? It makes me unique.
You're better off chipping away than chirping away. Am I right?
I like that one.
I like that. Billy, thank you so much.
That's a new shirt. Start chipping away. Stop chirping away.
Yeah, all day, every day.
Chip, not chirp, bitch.
One of my huge bucket list, Billy, is by far to come visit your facility, hang out with you,
100%, man.
you. And thank you for what I was trying to get at earlier when I was talking about is the fact that you choose to put the extra content out that you do is why we're able to argue anyone who's saying, well, you can't sell a $5,000-$10,000 snake. Because you're out here putting out proof, it's easy to just shut people down like that. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. You don't have to. A lot of people could be secretive, and that's the thing. There's a lot of people with that old school mentality who don't want to. You don't have to know how much money I make, and that's fine. But in the reality, people want to learn. They want to know, and because the hobby's growing so big, it's because of the content that's coming out, like this podcast, and like what you're doing with your Patreon page and your Instagram and your podcast. You're all over the place, bro. You're doing so much just to help people. So thank you. All I gotta say is thank you.
Awesome. I'm glad I am, man. I really hope I inspire people and change their minds and get them motivated. Right. You know, I mean, sitting on a couch is great, but you know what? If I light an ass, light something and get your ass off the couch, or give something that inspires you to start looking into something deeper, awesome.
And I guarantee right now, you lit some asses up tonight. I guarantee there's people who are watching this who are like so fucking inspired right now, because all it takes is just words. Some people just need to hear it. You know what I mean? And I mean,
I'll say nothing back against Matt. If Matt's comfortable doing what he's doing for the last 8-9 years, great. But for him to tell people, I mean, I've been doing this, at this level for 12 years, so 3 more years than Matt. Every single year I've done this, it's grown. It's crazy. And the reason why I'm here is because I didn't settle. I pushed myself. I kept growing. But for me to come out, I say to people, hey, if you don't want to invest, you want to just stay comfortable, have a small collection, awesome. But if you want to take it here, this is what you need to do. And I show you every day. And I guarantee you it'll work. I'll make it happen. Like, it does work, And if I just hate how, people like that have never experienced it, or have had a bad way to do it. I don't know how he runs his business, but, him telling other people, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Why? Why shouldn't you? Yeah. Maybe he's afraid of people surpassing him. I don't know. I really don't know the guy that much, but I know he has a decent following, but all those people, he's holding back, Why would you hold people back, Yeah. Like, go talk to Ozzy, go talk to fucking Garrett DeMeyer, go talk to Justin. Yeah, keep buying $400 animals. I'd recommend that. No, they're not going to give you that advice,
That's how you do it.
No, man, like, think about it. Like,
Oh, man. All right.
I can tell you, how he does his, like, hey, man, how is it making $500-$600 snakes? Because I've done that many years too. I can talk about it because I've done it. It's not as good as the high-end stuff. It really isn't. He was saying, oh, I can go to an expo and sell 10 $500 snakes, and make, $5,000 at an expo. Well, I can get on a phone and do a $40,000 snake sale with 5 animals. You know what I mean? Like,
caught a day.
Yeah, I mean, this month alone, it's not even the end of the month, and I'm 130,000. How many fucking expos you have to go to, Matt, to do that? How many animals do you have to bring? What the fuck?
How many bumblebees, Matt?
Wow. And I'm not even done. I guarantee you I'll make another 30, 40 by the end of the month. I'm going to put 2 snakes up, 15 and 20. Like, I might even do 200 this month. How many fucking $500 expo snakes you got to sell? Fucking nuts. Like, fuck. You can't even produce enough $500 snakes to make what I just did this month. Fuck. It's crazy. Don't listen to people, man. Don't let them hold you back.
Yeah, please don't.
It's true, man. Like, fuck.
And before, like I said before, and the only reason I'm ending this also is because my wound's leaking. I got to redo my bandages right now, unfortunately. But what I also want to say is, Billy, how many people try to discourage you in the beginning, like back 10 years ago? You literally fed off people misleading you in the beginning, and you use that as ammunition to get where you're at right now.
Almost, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't understand why everybody wanted me to fail. You know, here I am spending money, buying snakes, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and I want more. Oh, how much is that? Oh, 15,000. Oh, I can probably save up for 6 months. And I was brand new. And everybody was like, no, don't do that. I can't sell you this. Why not? Oh, because then you can make some. Well, that's why I want to buy it. Well, no, because then you're going to compete against me. Yeah, but don't you going to make more? I mean, like, you know, yeah, but, you know, we have, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wow. And I do sort of understand the mentality back then because we didn't have social media. We didn't have it where, I mean, I couldn't talk to a guy in fucking the US or in Europe because, you know what? How the fuck do I reach out to somebody? How do I know somebody was in Europe? I mean, and then I started learning about, oh my God, king snake and other shit. And it's like, wow, you can talk to other people? But we couldn't phone them or send pictures through our phone. But it was crazy. I mean, I just hated how people, you know, were sort of give me the wrong stuff or sold me the stuff that was the worst. And I just said, hey, you know what? I want to do this and I'll find a way. And through a lot of failure, I found the right way and I haven't looked back. So, you know, and I've taken everything that I didn't like or the way people treated me or the way they talked to me or the way they pushed me aside. And I use that as like, I don't like how that was to me, so I'm not going to do that to other people. So that's one reason why I'm so outgoing and I answer my phone and I care because I know what it feels like to be, no one has the time for you. Hey man, I really have a problem. I mean, like I got this animal. I don't know if it's going to survive. Hey dude, you know what? I mean, if they even answer your phone, you know, I don't have some time, man. Like it's horrible. Didn't like that feeling. So I don't want to have that there. I try to be there for people. So that's just it. But it did make me, you know, it made me not want to give up because if they could do it with their shitty attitude, you know, I wanted to do it and I wanted to do it better. And I think I've achieved that.
There you go.
So,
all right, Billy. Well, you have a good night, man. You are the shit. And I'll be in touch. We'll probably talk tomorrow. We always talk. So have a good night.
Man.
Okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate
Later,
it. Thank
everybody.
you. All right. See ya. Fucking Billy Rose in the book, round 2. What an amazing episode. I told you that shit was going to be heat. I was definitely delivered again. No, but really, I got to go. My wound's leaking. My leg hurts. I appreciate everyone who tapped in. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And just be ready to, next week's going to be an also amazing episode. If you want to support this podcast further into subscription, please, man, join the Patreon page. Go down to the link below. Check me out on Instagram, mjexoticscartal with an A, not an E, and also follow the Trap Talk with MJ podcast page. Shout out to my Twitch viewers. And yeah, man, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for all the love and support. And you guys already know, man, stay Bob Smith free all day, every day.